Hey guys, it's Adam. I want to take a moment and personally thank you for listening to our shows, for downloading our shows, and for sharing them with your friends. With your guys' support, we just moved the Twisted 10 into the threshold of the top 100 comedy shows in iTunes. It made it to number 99, granted, just barely crept in there. However, that's still monumental for us. Out of the tens of thousands of podcasts that are out there, that's one of the most difficult categories to breach into. Thank you very, very much for helping us to get there. If you haven't already done so, please go give us a 5-star rating and give us a review, a short little 1-line, 2-line review, letting us know that you enjoy the show. iTunes reviews are like podcast currency. It legitifies the show, it allows us to get better guests, and it allows our sponsors to really see that we're reaching the listeners that are out there. If you haven't done so yet, please go do it. We would greatly appreciate it. We've got a ton on the horizon from Dichotomy Media, a lot more on our YouTube channel, more Get Out Penny cartoons, all sorts of stuff. So please help us by giving us that 5-star rating and a little review. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Welcome to another episode of Living Podcariously. I am Adam. I am one of your hosts. And guess who's not here again, Jay?
Oh, is it Tach?
Tach's gone again.
He's not here again. I get the comfy chair.
While the cat's away, the mice will play.
It's so comfortable. It's like sinking into a cloud. Hey, what's up, folks? I'm Jay Alvarez while I'm here.
And sitting on the beautiful Lady Chase.
Hi, I'm Andrea Joy.
All right, no guests this week. It's another laid-back week for us. We're kind of taking it slow because we're having a ton of guests scheduled in the future. And we've had a ton of guests scheduled in the past, so we're taking it easy in the studio this week. I want to do a quick reminder before we get into the show. Be sure to check us out, 777. That is July 7th at 7 p.m. at the Cocoa Village Village Idiot Pub. That is going to be our listener event. So come out, have a good time. Hot Pink will be performing from 8 till 11. We're going to have, officially today, Jay, Bug Nutty Brewery has come on board.
Yes!
And they're giving us, and he first told me, and I didn't really know how much it was, but they're giving us a barrel of beer.
I thought you were going to say a barrel of monkeys.
A barrel of beer, which is equivalent to you and I to the two kegs of like what we would normally pick up and carry ourselves.
Will there be any fish in this barrel to shoot?
No fish. Well, you drink enough of it.
What
maybe.
are our listeners going to drink?
Right.
That's
nice.
two for us.
Village Idiot has plenty of other fine beverages. But what they're going to try to do, don't quote me on this part, I don't know, but Bug Nutty has provided Village Idiot in the past with their own beer called the Idiot Lager, I think is what it was called. It's a walnut lager. So hopefully it'll be that one. But if not, we'll take anything Bug Nutty is willing to donate. So they've come on board as official sponsors of the event. We also have Brent Allen Salon that is coming on board and sponsoring the event for us. So some of the prizes that would be given away for some of the games.
I was going to add, we're going to have lots of different games.
Yeah. We haven't identified the games yet, but Brent Allen has got some packages from Andrea that they're going to be giving away at the event. The Salty Fox out of Melbourne is going to, Ad O'Galley actually, is coming on board for sponsoring that event as well. They're obviously a sponsor of the show also. However, they're coming on board to sponsor that particular event too. I'm forgetting somebody. Who else?
I want to win the prize that's win a date with Adam.
Oh, here's the other thing we were going to think about giving away, Jay. Tell me what you think. So one of the games is Plinko, and we're thinking about, Village Idiot's going to give away bar tabs. I don't know what the increments or how many, but they're going to give away some bar tabs.
15 cents.
Yeah, right. One free shot.
Yeah, we'll cover your first 3 sips. I say we put in a money pit, where you can get in and it just blows dollar bills in, but instead of dollar bills, you have IOUs written out by Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber, because those are just as good as money. I don't know if you know that.
I like that. I like that idea.
Fun.
Here's what I'm thinking to do as well, Jay. Tell me what you think.
A Velcro wall.
I'd never get off that.
We weren't on the same page there?
No.
That would be so fun.
That would be fun. Hurts guys, though. Hurts your junk when you get stuck.
Do it backwards.
Yeah, you do it backwards.
It still hurts your junk. If you do it upside down, you might be okay.
Your whole body is on it.
Yeah, but you get a man camel like a motherfucker. It's not comfortable.
Pull like a trampoline and just like do like a somersault backflip and land on the back.
Yeah.
I like it. Since we host the Twisted 10 as well, since that's our in-house produced show, what do you guys think about giving away as a big prize, whoever is the name is drawn out of all the winners of whatever, I'll leave that up to Andrea to come up with how we draw this, but give away an episode so somebody can come on and guest host their own episode.
When? So they can come on when we have a gap in between guest hosts 5 months from now?
Basically.
Okay.
We got to take that risk, I think. I mean, that's kind of the bread and butter behind that show is also allowing guests to come in and do it. I mean, hell, we had Xavier come up here. A listener of the show came up and did one, and he did great. He had a great episode. I don't know. What do you guys think?
What if they're better than us?
I feel like that's the risk now.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But anyway, that's that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I like it because I gave you that idea. So,
Wait, smoke and mirrors.
Oh, I mean,
smoke and mirrors.
I mean, yes, Adam. That was a very
Look
superior
at that
idea.
white man trying to pass off someone else's idea as his own.
I am a woman, so.
Jesus, man, is that what white privilege is? Is that what I just witnessed?
Yes.
Hey, she said this to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and push her down and take credit for this idea.
You should have figured this out a long time ago, Jay.
am.
All the ideas that I get come from Andrea. I'm just gonna say.
That explains why she looks so damn confused every time you're like, "Hey, I had this great idea," and she's like, "You think? Since
Motherfucker.
When do you think?"
Everyone thinks I just don't like the idea, and I'm just like, wait, didn't I have the idea?
Andrea, you
Adam
tell me
did it again.
Andrea, you tell me what you think about this. I liked it a lot better when it was coming out of my mouth.
All right, but yeah, that's again. Just look for us July 7th, Cocoa Village Pub. Village Idiot Pub in Cocoa Village, downtown historic Cocoa Village. At 7 p.m. is when it starts. Hot Pink's at 8, and they'll be playing till 11.
So that's at 7 o'clock on the 7th of July
in 2017.
in 2017. I like it.
You got it.
777 must be a holy event. All the holes and all the drinks.
Yeah, we should have, by the way, before the event starts, we're probably going to have some pre-order options. The 2 kegs of beer that have been donated from Bug Nutty, as well as potentially another sponsor that's going to come on board from the Burn It Down show, Burn It Down podcast, to donate some beer for our listeners as well, to be named in the future. Whether or not they do it or not, that's their call. We're going to sell mugs for $10 a piece, I think is fair. It's a little plastic mug with their logo on it. I said little, it's typical size, 14, 16 ounce, something like that. Anyone who buys those or who gets to drink free out of those kegs.
Isn't your typical beer glass like 36 ounces?
My typical beer glasses, yes. I drink out of Steins. Yeah, they're giant. But so
I should bring my stuff.
Oh, another thing you forgot to mention. Come dressed your best. Your best to get lucky. Dressed
that's
to
right.
the nines.
Yeah, the theme of the event is come get lucky at the idiot. So
Whatever you wear to get lucky.
There will not be. Well, let me not say there won't be prostitutes. We won't organize prostitutes being there.
But they are more than welcome.
Yeah, no, I don't want to rule it out. I mean, they might be. It's Cocoa Village. I mean,
There could be
Backpage.com.
strippers too.
yeah,
Backpage.com is not a sponsor of Living Podcariously.
yeah. We're not organizing it, but yeah, I mean, come out, guys. Maybe everyone will get lucky. Who knows?
I did mention Smoke and Mirrors earlier. There's another podcast that I just guested on that also does Smoke and Mirrors without the mirrors part. I just went on the Burn It Down show.
I listened to that
Saturday.
episode.
Yeah, did you like it?
He told everyone we were swingers.
No,
Nice.
I
Nice.
alluded to it. I didn't say that we were. Dabs K loves himself some redheads. So I'm just saying.
I guess I'm going to go swing at his house. I just want to know if it's a rope swing, a tire swing, or a swing set.
Is that why there's a fishbowl full of keys?
Yeah,
at
you
the
got
front
it.
door here.
You got
I
it.
always wonder what that was about.
But yeah, so I went over there. Check out the Burn It Down podcast. Jay Flo, Dabs K, Computer, awesome hosts. Had a fucking blast of a time. They've got some amazing guests. Like what the hell is Angel listening to? Angel out of WTKS over in Orlando. He'll be on next week. They've had Tuttle. They've had just some fucking phenomenal guests. So check out the Burn It Down show, episode 51. I'll link it in the show notes of this one as well. Man, I've been on a run, Jay, of podcasts, though. I was also just on with Adam Sakura and Jake. They came over here, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago and sat in on a recording with us. They run the Smoke Break Talk Show. I did that this past week as well. Had a fucking blast over there. I'm starting to understand that podcasters and pot are synonymous with each other. I don't I don't understand what this is all about.
Yeah, apparently it's an industry thing. Who knew? Apparently the original phrase was podcasting.
Podcasters, yes, agreed. I was also on another one, and I've done just a lot. This is time for you guys to take over on these guestings on some of these shows. I did another show called Career Metis. That's actually through the Podcast Discovery Center. It had nothing to do with our podcasts. It was more on what I do for IT in my career field, which was kind of cool. And then, of course, Blazing Caribou Studios. You'll hear their plug in this show. I was on Trivia Geeks and Sketching Comedy. Really, really cool shows. And, Jay, they want you on Trivia Geeks. I told them how good you are at your trivia.
Yeah, you need to work that. You need to pipe that down, maybe. Lorraine and I have actually been going to trivia nights. It's themed 80s, 90s, and 2000s trivia night. Yeah. We were actually at second place last week up until the halftime. And lost miserably after that. Oh yeah, no, the questions got so much harder.
Where do you go for trivia?
It's downtown Melbourne, Iron Oak Post every Wednesday night. It is a Trivia Nation event.
Iron Oak Post. That sounds like our sponsor that's coming on board with this. Oak and Iron Photography.
Yeah,
That's ironic naming comparison.
It is. But I've been guessing on a podcast too. Actually,
Nice.
I just guessed it on Christopher Neil Walker's.
Yes, I'm subscribed to his shows.
Yeah,
I haven't refreshed it.
Here's
yet.
what's wrong with you. He's going to be releasing. He only releases, instead of every week, he releases seasons at a time. So I'm on his second season, which should be starting released sometime in June, I think he said.
Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to work with him to get him over here, plus some of the other podcasts. There's a lot of podcasters that listen to us, and we also listen to their shows as well. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting community here in Central Florida.
I feel like I should say, well, I was on a podcast too. It's called the Pussy Podcast. And no, it didn't happen. But it's a good name for a girl podcast.
Sure.
I'd be surprised if that name isn't already taken. That is a pretty good name.
My mom wanted me to open a liquor store and call it Pussy's Liquor.
I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Sketching Comedy, Jay, you would probably like too. They do drawings and they create pieces of work while the show is going on, and at the same time they're talking about some random inspiring some random inspiring artist that has done work in comic books or what have you in the past. It's a pretty cool show. Inspiring
or aspiring?
Both.
Okay.
Both of them. Like we were talking, I'm going to, of course, fumble on the name now. I don't remember who we were talking about. What he was the inspiration behind things like Conan.
Okay.
I don't remember the guy's name, but that was what was on during the episode I sat in on. But yeah, so that kind of covers our plugs. We need to get out of the way. Oak and Iron, by the way, is going to give us professional photography for our event on the 7th
so
of
we better
July.
look good.
Yeah. Come dressed for your best.
We're gonna have a little photo section set up.
I don't know. Maybe we.
I did find those lucky little props for pictures. They were casino themed little props that you hold up on a stick, like a little mustache or all those.
Right.
So we could just have a background and have those sitting there and be fun.
That's not a bad idea. I'm open to anything. We're going to have so many tables set up. So,
well, obviously, I mean, you just outed Andrea as a swinger. So obviously you're open to a lot.
Kissing booth?
You want to do a kissing booth?
Yep.
I said we have a glory hole.
A glory hole booth?
A kissing hole and a glory hole in the same area. A kissing booth and a glory hole.
You don't know what you're going to get when you stick whatever in the hole.
Yeah. You know what? On one side for girls, it's called the kissing hole. You just go put your lips up to it. On the other side for guys, it's called a glory hole. You just stick your dick in it.
What about like transgender and all that? It's just got to be just for everyone. Equal.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that's
just
fine.
one hole. You don't know what you're going to get.
You go into what you expect. You go into the door you identify with.
Yes.
There you go. I like
pink or blue.
Again, we will not be organizing any prostitution at this event.
We will be unorganizing it.
Andrea found a really, really cool topic, and I added it to there. There's no way to easily segue into this. Guys always get in trouble for calling out mood swings in women during certain times of hormone changes in their body. So usually once a month, PMS kicks in. And I know that our women listeners are already scowling at me right now because I'm bringing this up. But it's physical. It's an actual chemical change that happens in a woman's body. At least that's how I understand it scientifically.
Real quick, you want to know how you easily segue into this?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Jay, you ever accidentally call your ex-wife out for having her period?
Spot on.
Adam, you're divorced.
Twice.
Twice. Any of those because you called your wife out for having a PMS?
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that both of them are partially due to that. Yeah,
See, it never works out well, I find.
No,
Well,
guys.
a lot of guys don't
get in
believe
trouble.
in it either. They just think it's an excuse.
Oh, those guys are perpetually single.
So this will give you a little bit about not just the week before, but here, I'll just read it. All right, it's from livescience.com. Affecting up to 80% of women, PMS is a familiar scapegoat, but women are affected by their cycles every day of the month. Hormone levels are constantly changing in a woman's brain and body, changing her outlook, energy, and sensitivity along the way. So about 10 days after the onset of menstruation, right before ovulation, women feel sassier. This is what Brizendine told Live Science. Unconsciously, they dress sexier as surges of estrogen and testosterone prompt them to look for sexual opportunities during this particularly fertile period.
Really?
Mama's on the hunt.
And then a week later, there is a rise in progesterone, the hormone that mimics Valium, making women feel like cuddling up with a hot cup of tea and a good book, Brizendine said. The following week, progesterone withdrawal can make women weepy and easily irritated. We call it crying over dog commercials crying.
I feel like that's just what you do as a person. If you don't cry at those ASPCA commercials, I don't know if I can trust you.
Sarah McLachlan for you right there.
But it's over everything, not just the commercials. You just cry like that over anything.
We just watched, I know this is kind of segueing off your topic, but we just watched a dog movie. We'll have to talk about it a little bit later.
I only have one paragraph left.
All right, go ahead.
Or two sentences. For most women, their mood reaches its worst 12 to 24 hours before their period starts. It's not entirely an issue of free will.
Interesting.
So that's the month for a woman.
Science.
They're sexy, then they're all cuddly and cozy, then they start getting all cry and weepy, and then they turn into a bitch.
That's interesting. Right before ovulation is when they really get their, they feel their, what did your article say? They're subconsciously dressing sexier and looking for sexual opportunities. That's an interesting statement.
That would be the part you harp on. And that's all great and good, but what I'd really like to hear what Bill Nye has to weigh in on the topic. Is it because
Call him up.
I'm so sick of seeing the posts about people calling Bill Nye out for not being as educated as other people.
he's a mechanical engineer. The guy's just as smart as anyone else.
Yeah, and he's spent his life, most of his life, educating and entertaining us. And for the most part, his stuff has been pretty spot on. His whole, GMO thing came up, and he was originally against GMOs, and after he researched it, he came out and said, "Look, I'm a big enough boy to admit when I'm wrong. Here's the reasons why," and he identified it scientifically as to why he changed his stance.
It's not about being a big enough boy to admit you're wrong. It's about, being a scientist. That's what science is. You're constantly trying to learn new things. If you ever think you have it totally figured out, you're not that good of a scientist.
Best analogy I ever heard is a scientist reads thousands of books, continuing to read through his or her life, trying to get smarter and understand. A religious zealot, no offense, reads one book and thinks they know it all.
Yeah.
So it's a good analogy.
There's a lot of religious books. You read tons of them.
Just saying the one book is apparently all that's needed to know everything in the world.
No, never heard that from anyone that's religious.
Oh, well, okay. We'll get off that topic.
No religion, no politics.
No religion, no politics.
Sports.
Yeah,
What do you mean no sports? Hold on.
A little sports. A little sports is okay.
Oh, Tach's not here. Okay.
Yeah, Tach wouldn't understand anyway.
Yeah.
You and Tach would go off and do
I
your own
probably
thing.
know more than Tach.
About sports?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's football, basketball, golf, baseball.
Is racing a sport? Is NASCAR a sport?
No. Not if cheerleading can't be a sport.
I feel like if it started off as a way to run from the police, it's probably not a sport.
Nice.
A little bit of NASCAR history for you folks.
But I think we've just proven Andrea's right about her science topic about women and their cycles, and there's real science behind it. So
now you're going to know how far she is in her cycle by what she's
based
doing.
on her moods, yeah.
You want to take a hot bath with candles? Oh, Oh, yeah, you're about halfway through. Got another week.
Basically, just before ovulation, you bend at the hips more than you bend at the knees. I'm just saying. Way sexier.
Yeah, that's how you tell where she is, guys. You drop a pencil and ask her to pick it up. If she bends from the knees, you're fine.
Yes.
If she starts bending from the waist, you got a week.
Spot on.
Start looking for that hotel room.
All right, well, let's take a break in studio in here, take a listen to a couple of our show sponsors. Again, you'll see us with our sponsors out at Village Idiot, and that's kind of the cool thing. We want sponsors that we can get involved with in doing things like this Village Idiot pub event on the 7th. So all of our sponsors are going to be out there helping us and supporting the show and supporting the event. Those are the kind of sponsors that we like to do stuff with. Real quick, before we go to break, give another shout out to the Burn It Down show. They just had their event, their recent event this weekend up at Tomoka Brewery up in Ormond or Port Orange. I don't remember which one it is. One's a brewery, one's like a bar. But they just went up there and had a good time. And Dabs K, man, you got to know better than to lift that elbow. That's all I'll say on that. You got to know better. For more on that, listen to the Burn It Down show. Check those guys out. Another local podcast. Really cool guys. All right, we're going to take a break. We will be right back.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance.
Village Idiot Pub. You locals know about it. You guys from out of town have to check them out.
Village Idiot Pub is now a proud sponsor with Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10 podcasts.
It's more than just about commercials, though. The cast here will be taking our show on the road to Village Idiot to record some episodes as well as hold events. They have over 30 beers on tap, including ciders and Hefeweizen, my favorite, as well as hundreds of bottle choices.
Adam, you forgot my favorite, all the delicious wine. So get your friends together and enjoy the board games, puzzles, and the giant Jenga.
Let the owner, Jason, as well as the rest of the staff there, take excellent care of your beer drinking needs.
Mention either one of our shows to the staff and get 10% off your tab.
Tuesday is open mic, Wednesday is trivia, Thursday is karaoke, Friday and Saturday night are live music.
Visit them at 4 Harrison Street, Suite 103, Cocoa, Florida, or Village Idiot Pub on Facebook. And don't forget, they are a dog-friendly location, so bring your friends, family, and fur babies.
All right, welcome back to Living Podcariously. All right, well, so I want to hop right into a story, Andrea. So one of my friends on Facebook, she lives in Germany now.
You have a friend? Aww, that's so cute.
Hey, atta go, buddy.
She's a cute girl, too.
Aww.
Does that count?
Sure she
Is
is.
she old enough?
Old enough.
She's over 18, right?
I don't have any friends that are under 18. None.
Okay.
None. Yes, she's probably like 26 or so. I don't know. Anyway, she put a story up on Facebook, and I'm going to read you guys her story. It's short. It's only a couple of sentences. However, it triggered a ton of conversation on her thread. So I wanted to get your guys' perspective on this. Is it appropriate to have a 6-year-old boy in the women's locker room? I personally don't think so, as I don't feel comfortable taking my clothes off with a little boy around. I'm really annoyed that the gym on base does not have a family locker room, but I'm more annoyed that a woman thinks it's okay to have her son in the women's locker room where naked women are showering and changing.
What is she supposed to do with her kid?
Well, so therein lies the question. What do you do in this woman, both the girl, the friend of mine's situation, and the woman that has the kid in her situation?
It's
what do you
worse to leave your kid outside all by itself unattended to.
That led to a lot of comments. A lot of girls and guys that commented on her thread said that. It's like, it's better than leaving the kid unattended outside the locker room where there is nobody watching him.
Where the hell is this kid when she's working out?
I guess with her.
No, it's a military installation, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's on the base.
If you're under 18, you're not allowed on the workout floor.
That's true.
That's a
and if
that's
they
a
have
good
like
question.
a kid daycare while you work out, then why wouldn't you leave them there till after you change?
Yeah, they don't. She said on here, does not have I'm really annoyed that the gym on base does not have a family locker room. That doesn't necessarily mean there's nowhere to put your kid.
No, a family locker room would be where you can take your family. Kids
Right.
are
Yeah, it's like
No,
a
I got
family
that.
restroom where like everybody need, like dad and son need to go to the bathroom at the same time. You don't want to let your kid walk in alone with a creep, so you both go to the family restroom.
Yeah, spot on. I agree. My assumption here is that there wasn't an area, because if there was an area you leave kids, then this girl would have said, why didn't she just leave her kid with the people over there that are, their staff to watch children?
There's she's doing something with the kid while she's at the gym. There's no way this kid's on the floor.
Maybe he's staying in the locker room.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then that's a hell of a problem then.
But let's get past the variables we don't know. We don't know if there's a child daycare set up in the gym. We know there's not a family locker room. So assuming that there's not somewhere for the kid to go, and not having any idea what the kid's doing while the mom's working out.
Change it home.
Right, but he's only 6.
If he was 10, then no.
Yeah, but I know me at 6. Yeah, I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I would know what I'm looking at 6 as well.
But you would probably have him like in the front, like on his iPad or something, like sitting on a bench up front.
That would make a girl even possibly more paranoid.
You mean
an electronic device?
With a camera? Yeah. That's comfortable.
Yeah, that would be even more sketchy.
A Playboy or something.
A Playboy? Yeah. Starting them out young.
Game Boy.
Man, this hole is pretty deep, dude.
We know where her mind was going, huh?
A coloring book. How about that?
Why isn't she just changing at home?
Which one, the mother or the friend?
Just go home.
The mother?
You don't need to bring your 6-year-old into the locker room. If you have your 6-year-old and you absolutely cannot do anything, then change at home. You don't have to use the locker room. Because if you have your kid with you, you're obviously not in a rush anywhere else.
That's true.
It's not like, oh, you're working out before work. Well, then what the fuck is your kid doing with you?
Let's change it up a little bit. Make this a little, because this is the question I posed back to her and her group of friends. I proposed flip the roles. What if it's a dad bringing his 6-year-old daughter into the men's locker room?
I'd beat that dad's ass.
Right?
No, don't bring your fucking daughter in here.
It's different now, isn't it? Because now it's a little girl looking.
No, it's the same thing. Don't bring your fucking son into the women's locker room. That's not cool either.
All the showers I've been in rooms in gyms for women's stuff, the stalls all have curtains. They've got some with showers, some without.
Yeah, but it's not just the showers. So some of these women are taking all their clothes off to change.
There's lockers.
But they've got rooms there too that don't have a shower just to change.
So everybody else, like in
so if
in
you
typical,
want to change in front of everyone, you can. If you are more modest, you can go into the stall.
But in typical locker rooms inside gyms, there's a locker room area, and then there's stalls, and then there's showering areas. That's your typical layout of a pretty standard gym. So what you're saying is, opposed to changing in front of the 6-year-old boy that's in the women's locker room,
conscious
the girl, my friend here, should walk into the stall?
Why should she have to go somewhere else because this inconsiderate person wants to bring their 6-year-old son in?
It's a kid.
Right.
No, it doesn't matter. Your kid doesn't belong in a locker room. Your kid doesn't belong in the gym, period. And if there is a daycare, then your kid belongs in the daycare until you're done changing. But that's just the first point. The kid doesn't belong in the gym.
But if it was a little girl, it'd be fine.
No.
In a girl's locker room. If it was a
little girl in the girls' locker room, that's no problem.
It's just that kids aren't allowed.
Oh,
Well,
no.
for opposite sexes. Hang on.
So if I'm a woman, I can bring my daughter to the gym. But
No,
not
absolutely not. Your kid shouldn't be at the fucking gym, period.
At the gym.
Point blank.
Yeah, if there's
But
no place to put the kid, if there's no child's area, then yes, I agree. The kid should not be at the gym.
Yeah, but
Not that young.
But if it is the situation where, let's say, okay, it's a woman bringing her daughter in the locker room, I can oblige that a little more. I wouldn't have such a problem like, yo, you don't bring your son in there, but your kid shouldn't be there in the first place. What the fuck is your kid doing
Those women
here?
need to exercise more. They had kids.
Well, this could be another situation where it's a single mother that's, an enlisted single mother that doesn't have a whole lot of money, because we know enlisted folks don't get paid out the ass. So she might not be able to afford daycare for her kid.
Post has daycare for parents.
Oh.
Every Post does.
There you go.
Maybe it's all a lie. And she just wanted to rant about something.
There is no spoon?
There is none.
I don't know. I figured that would stir up some good conversation. I think we're kind of all on the same track.
Especially
though.
if it's a 6-year-old. 6-year-old doesn't need daycare in school.
No, yes, they do.
6-year-olds in school during the day. Yeah.
During the day, yeah. This was a situation that obviously wasn't in school, for whatever reason. And there's so many things we don't know. Was the kid sick if it was in the middle of the day? Was the mom needing to hang out with the kid? Did the kid have any medical issues that mom needed to stay attentive to?
My son's got 101-degree fever, can't go to school, but I need to get my workout
I'm going to go hit the treadmill.
Hold on, I got to hit my max today.
Oh, spot this for me, son. Maybe that's what he was there for. Hold her water bottle. Who knows? But anyway, okay. Well, that's good luck to you, friend of mine who knows I'm using your story. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you much more.
Maybe it's the conversations they're having in the locker room the kid shouldn't hear.
Yeah, no, that should be...
Because that's what women talk about.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, men's locker room is just a sacred...
Yeah, that's true.
There are some conversations going on in there that no one under the age of 20 should ever be privy to. And yeah, I can only assume the same things are happening in a women's locker room. This kid doesn't need to know that.
Well, have you guys
Spot on.
ever wondered about what women talk about, sex talk
Nope.
with other
nope.
women?
Ugh,
Because
no.
I'm going to tell you.
I've kind of
I had a
wondered.
feeling.
You're going to tell us? You're going to tell us what women talk about with each other during sex?
Jay's going to.
Wait,
right?
not during sex, but about sex.
While we have sex with each other while we talk about it.
Oh,
It's slumber
okay.
party, you know.
I
pillow
knew that's what
fight
happens at
always
slumber
leads to
parties.
sex.
I knew it. Pillow fights with an exorbitant amount of feathers inside the pillow.
It's not really called sex, though. It's called experimenting.
Ah, okay. Technique
Yes.
tips.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not gay if you're just experimenting.
Well, I found this little list on BuzzFeed about what women talk about. So,
Ooh, okay.
number 1, when you have sex with someone new for the first time. That's something women would talk. What kind
Okay.
of sex talk?
I think
makes sense.
From this angle, I think we should, don't tell us, Andrea, if you agree with it or not at the beginning. And then Jay and I will think about that, and we'll say that makes sense. Women would do that. They would talk about that.
I'd probably do all of them.
Oh, all right. Blow that right out of the water.
I mean, okay. Sure.
All right.
When you finally have an orgasm with your new squeeze. Finally. Definitely talk about that.
Is that like a rare thing?
I bet you those two conversations happen with your new squeeze and your friends at different times. Yeah, baby, of course you made me come. 4 months later, oh my God, he finally got me off.
Exactly. You do know. You were the 6-year-old in the women's locker room.
Yeah, that's why that's why this kid shouldn't be there. I know too many things. I know too much.
All right, number 3.
Well, hold on. Back up.
Oh.
So is this a common enough occurrence to where it's a point of conversation with girls? Is that other than just having sex with your new guy or whatever?
If you're going to talk about sex, that would be what? Yeah. Orgasms?
I guess because guys always have orgasms. We don't really ever say, dude, my girl made me bust a nut so good last night. But girls, I guess, do.
Yeah. Especially if
Wow.
it's a new position or whatnot. Number 3, when you're so horny, you could hump a tree.
Yeah, I feel like guys
All
have
right.
that conversation too. Yeah.
Guys do too. Yeah.
Number 4, or just the general discussion of how long it's been since you've had sex.
Yeah. All right. I can see that one as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys talk about that too? That would be a better way
No,
if guys
because-
also do it.
Yes and no. The thing is, we never admit how long it's really been. Like, yeah, my guy, like, oh no, I haven't been 3 years. No, bro, I got laid last night, bro.
Guys,
You know?
guys have a bravado that they have to
Yeah.
maintain. So yeah, I think it would be more
Yeah.
slightly exaggerating, closer to a lie to their guy buddies.
Yeah, I did go on a streak for about 3 months without any. Oh, not 3 months. I went about 3 years without anything.
Woo.
But yeah, if you ask, if you would have
Did you
asked me,
get
at the,
calluses on your hand?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there was a lot of moisturizer going on, not just for what I was doing, but just daily for my hand. I needed that treatment. But yeah, if you would have got me within those 3 years and asked me, yeah, I had sex 30 minutes ago. What are you talking about?
When Tach finally met his girlfriend Holly, he when he came back on the show, I played him that "These Pipes Are Clean" soundbite.
Boys. Number 5, when you honestly would have rather skipped the foreplay.
What's Jay? Help me out here. What's
foreplay? You don't know what that is?
Foreplay is why women love Spanish guys, because we can roll our R's.
Yeah, get it. So girls actually sometimes don't want foreplay. Just a little
If
quickie.
it's bad, then stop and just do it.
Oh
No,
there's
but
bad
no,
foreplay.
but no woman will actually tell a guy that because she doesn't want him out. She doesn't want to let him off the hook. It's not like the dishes where if you do it bad one time, you'll never get to do it again. No, you're gonna do it till you're good at this.
Mm-hmm. That's why we don't tell the guy. We tell our girlfriends.
And girls, for the love of God, please tell your guys what you like them to do and what you don't. Communication is integral
And
to
be
happiness.
careful with that. Some guys can't take that ego. So some guys cannot
I guess
take
that's
that.
true.
So I know some guys that are like, bro, if my girl told me that she didn't like what I was doing, bro, I'd punch her in her face, bro. I mean, I know idiots. That's the other thing too. But yeah, some of those guys can't just there's that machismo, especially in the Latin community. They're like, nah, bro, my girl likes everything. Well, what if she told you she was into something else? Nah, bro, you don't know my girl, bro.
Girls are
Yo, they call
smart.
me the vagina whisperer. You know what I mean?
Number 6, when you brag about your go-to technique that you know you're amazing at.
Ooh, I feel like all girls think they're really good at giving blowjobs,
Probably.
but not all girls are.
I can count on one hand how many good blowjobs I've had.
Really?
Yeah,
What blowjob partners or just blowjobs?
partners.
Partners?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll agree with that too. Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's very few. And well, hey, there's a good reverse question to ask back to you. Are girls open to critiquing technique on things like that? Depends on the girl.
Yeah, it would depend on the girl too.
All right. So men,
Do you have some critiquing for me?
the
I
double
would take it because I would rather be the best I can be.
that double-handed twisting mechanism. Let me just tell you, while you're doing the other business with your mouth, I gotta go. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
What's happening right now? We don't know.
Hey, we're a talk show about sex. I'm just saying.
It just became awkward. The dog's nervous. The dog passed out, it looks like.
Oliver? He's alive. He's breathing.
Okay.
All right, number 7. Whenever a person's genitals are particularly noteworthy.
Yeah, that's either good or bad, though, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I feel like that could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Girl,
Yeah.
I had a pinky last night.
It goes both ways for us.
Oh my God,
I enjoy the aesthetics of a well-looking
Groomed
Vagina?
labia
and
majora. Yeah.
manicured. No, maybe not manicured. What would you call it? Well-groomed area down there. Yes,
Well,
that's
groom,
important.
the shape of it,
Sure.
Oh yeah, she had beef curtains hanging down to her kneecaps. That's normally going to get noticed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Color.
Looks like punching bags.
Yeah, color,
Texture,
like she had a
smell.
three-tone twat.
Did you ever see the videos? And I don't know why this became popular. 'Cause some people are into some weird shit. Have you ever seen the vagina pumps before?
I have
You ever
seen
seen
those.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it makes it look like a Big Mac. It puffs them all up into big old giant lip. It looks like a side of a hamburger bun.
Like a giant macaroon.
Yeah, exactly. That's nasty. I mean, if you're into it, good on you.
Macaroons again, folks.
Gross.
If you're into it, good on you, but that is just not my cup of tea.
That woke him up.
Oliver? He heard hamburger.
Oliver gave you his back.
All right, number 8. When you're really excited to tell your friend about a recent hookup, and then you realize you're in a grocery store and there are children around.
Or a women's locker room and there are children
There are children around, yeah.
Oh my God, you should have seen the size of his
Hi.
crayon.
Yeah, the best Crayola ever.
My mommy
We
said
colored all night.
Mommy said black crayons are the biggest.
Fucking got me, Jay.
Number 9. And when you rely on completely no, that's what's talking about that one. Number 9. When you want to know if other people do the same thing you do.
Careful with that because it might not work out for you.
Otherwise known as, is this the normal? Is this normal?
Yeah, that's normal,
talk?
right? Yeah, that's a thing normal people do, right? Right? Yeah, me neither. No, of course. I've never done that.
Do girls really do that? Because guys really won't ask each other unless it's something that's super bizarre.
Yeah.
Girls will really ask questions about like what they do with each other.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
How else would you know if it's normal or not?
I think guys just learn normality from porn. I guess girls learn it from
Porn
their
is not
peers.
real.
Yeah, porn is not normal.
That's wrong.
Well, but all right,
None of
fair
those
enough.
women are actual women because there's a man directing it.
There is porn for women. We had this on a show one time.
And let's bring this up after this because I actually have something to mention about that. But I won't. I don't want to cut into Andrea's bed.
All right.
That's okay. We're talking about porn. We can talk about porn.
I would love to be a fly on a wall to hear a conversation amongst you ladies talking about sex from your man.
You can hear all about that on the Pussy Podcast.
The Pussy Podcast.
The pussy monologue. The pussy dialogues.
The Pussy Dialogues.
Number 10. When you hook up with someone whose desires are unconventional.
Hello, Mr. Gray.
Anything out of the box. Any
I get it, Box.
fetish, sex move.
He's really into feet. You won't believe what he had me do with him. Yeah, I guess I could understand that.
I know some pretty deviant people.
If something, let me ask you this, Andrea, for girls talking to girls, if something shines him in a negative light, would you girls still talk about it to compare notes?
Well, think about the stuff that you've heard about, like friends saying they haven't had sex in a long time.
But time frames are different. But what if he just suddenly wanted to add in like a jar of pickles in the bedroom or something? And that's weird.
Oh, yeah, we would.
You would bring that
I've
up?
heard stories
But it would
about
shine
exes
him
and stuff.
negatively to...
I guess it's more been about exes. When they become your ex, then it's okay to share that stuff.
Oh, that's an interesting thing too.
Okay, so when you're talking about that stuff, like when is it okay? Because here's the thing I've been bad at, and Lorraine can vouch for this. I'm bad at bringing up the stuff that I'm into, only because I don't want to make the other person self-conscious, especially, and the thing, like I'm just bad at it, especially when at the beginning of it. So how long does it take before it's okay for me to tell the woman I'm with, not that I plan on leaving Lorraine anytime soon, but or ever. But like, if let's say I'm in a new relationship, when is it okay for me to tell her that for me to get off, I need a clown and a Clydesdale in the bedroom?
I would probably just bring it up, like just talking about it, not necessarily about you, but just get her feelings on scenarios of different things in the room.
Got it.
And then you get to the clown one and then see her reaction first.
How about how long would it take for me to let her know that I'm actually kind of iffy on the clown, but I absolutely do need a Clydesdale? Like, it could be a cardboard cutout of the clown from Pennywise, and I'm fine with that. But if that horse isn't real in the room, then I just can't get it.
You'll lose it.
Yeah.
I would say the sooner the better.
At least
to answer
3
you
days.
honestly, honestly,
At
after
least 3 days.
I mean, is that like first date conversation?
No, 3 dates.
after
That's
well,
our
after
date?
you have sex
Okay.
for the first time, I would say after you break that barrier
But I
of
feel
having
like
sex.
after we have sex the first time, she'd notice the stable in my bedroom.
And what if you couldn't get off without the horse there the first time?
Yeah, exactly. No, if we're having sex,
Wilbur.
it's because I have exactly Krusty
got
the
it.
Clown riding Mr. Red.
I got it. You take her horseback riding on the date before
Oh,
you
and
go
when she
home.
notices my raging erection, I can
Yeah.
got it.
And then you can
Ooh.
start talking about horses more. So kind of do your date around your theme.
And she'll
then
already be
take
in the
it
mood
back.
because her thighs will be sore from riding the horse all day long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Nothing puts a woman in the mood like
Number 11, when you sometimes just really need to text your friend immediately after you sleep with someone, and it's got like a picture of an iMessage. We did it, little clappy hands. How was it? And there's an eggplant and a okay sign.
Yeah, I'm thinking that happens like if it's really good. If it's really bad, you're more in a rush to get the fuck out than you are to text your friend.
Yeah. For a guy, from a guy's perspective, if you just hooked up and she's something to be proud of, you let your boy know right away. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
dude,
I've always just left it off first. I do that
Really?
shit in the morning. Yeah, never over the phone. No, that's something I do. Like if I see, like, well, I'm not a girl. I'm not a woman. I'm not going to sit there and start gossiping. Like, oh my goodness, you should see it. We cried. It was so magical. We looked into each other's eyes. There was a tear in her eye. Then there was a tear in mine. We cuddled as we watched the sunset. And then I slipped into Uranus. Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah, I feel like that doesn't happen with guys as much.
Not as I would agree with you, not as much. But if you've got a guy like a friend that you're really, really close with, your boy, and he knows you're going out on this date with this girl, and he knows it's what you're doing or what's going, what the scenario is.
But then that's a guy that's been there for a while. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're not sending a text like, "Oh my god, it was so amazing." You're just sending a text that says, "Mission accomplished."
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yes,
then,
yes,
and then
yes.
like some fireworks, an American flag, and a soldier saluting, and that's it. That's the text.
or just those three emojis, and the other guy will understand what that means.
Exactly.
Ours always involves a food emoji. Some kind of food emoji.
Hot
Well,
dog.
if it's going in your mouth the right way, it should involve food. Nothing's more intimate than cooking with your partner
That's true. Besides using the food.
or making pottery,
else.
apparently, but only if they're about to die.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
And if you know Whoopi Goldberg.
All right, the next one. When you have thoughts about anal.
You talk to your girlfriends about thoughts about
Whether
anal?
you're curious about it, terrified of it, or just
Yeah,
because
because
your feelings.
you're looking for advice and support after what happened at this watching the sunset.
And then going back to is this a normal thing, too?
Huh. All
Yeah,
right.
we were watching the sunset. We were crying, and then he slipped into my anus. I don't know how I feel about that. Is that normal? Is that okay?
Wow. All right. I mean, I don't have anywhere to compare that to with guys talking to guys about those types of things, but yeah.
You don't talk about doing anal.
Yo, how did you
Not
convince?
really.
Yo, how did you convince your girl to do it up the butt? That's how that conversation works out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Your girl lets you fuck her in the ass, right? Yeah. Yo, how you convince her?
Took her horseback riding.
There are
Took her
there
horse- I took her to the mountaintop and we watched the sunset.
There are three
Cried.
types of guys in my experience: guys that have done anal, guys that haven't, and then the guys that want to, but their girls won't let them. So those three types are pretty much it. And then the guys that want to, but their girls haven't let them, are the ones that ask those questions. The guys who do it, they don't really talk about it. Not that I've seen. Nope. The guys don't ever say anything to each other about it. I mean, if it ever comes up in conversation, like you like anal sex or regular sex, and the guys are like,
Oh,
it's
I'll
all right.
get to work and be like, dang, my ass hurts so bad today.
You girls
And Jeremy will be like, me too.
Oh my god!
Happens all the time.
All right.
That's what we were talking about on the island. All right. When you're trying to get pregnant, whether or not you are ovulating.
I thought you were going to say whether or not he's aware.
All right.
And when you're not trying to get pregnant, how paranoid you are about the possibility of already being pregnant.
Yep.
Yeah, that I can see too.
Whenever anything interesting happened after sex. Like you got like a high five or something.
What the guy high fives you? The girl?
Yeah. Like,
So it's pretty.
good job.
That's weird.
If anything afterwards happened that was weird.
So we had sex, and then when we were finished, he pulled out his wallet and looked at his mom for a half hour. But that's normal, right?
That's weird. That's strange.
Because I had just let him do it in the butt, so
It was weird. We were watching the sunset. We were crying. He slept into my anal cavity, and then he looked at his mom for a half hour.
and then pet the horse that had been watching us.
Oh, the horse is there. I think he's the one.
All right, that casual discussion of all the pros and cons of your chosen pubic hair situation.
Repeat that again.
The casual discussion of all the pros and cons of your chosen pubic hair situation.
All right.
Whether you wax, shave, laser trim, or let it grow, it's probably come up at least once. Yep.
Yeah, I feel like I could picture how those conversations go.
Yeah. Girls
Oh my
are
god,
way
do you
more.
shave all the way? I know if he needs for me to look like a 12-year-old, then he needs to go somewhere else. But I do like a little landing strip. It's kind of cute. And then it kind of points exactly to where I should go. It gives him a little guidance.
Girls, don't think it's about looking like a 12-year-old. It's all about what gets in our mouth. Just saying.
Also, it's just what's comfortable and easier. It's kind of
For
harder to
Valentine's-
try to shape something.
For Valentine's Day, like for all of January, I just let it go. So that way for Valentine's Day, I quaff it into a little heart.
Mine would be a red heart. How cute.
Yours would be a red hot.
I want mine to be Cupid with like the arrow.
Red hot, what are you
like,
from
pointing-
Boston?
Mine's going to be Cupid riding on a unicorn over a rainbow shooting heart arrows.
Crying into a sunset as
Wow.
she
All out of
slides.
my pube hair.
That would be impressive. There'd be a lot of pube hair. That'd be a lot.
She
don't
takes
think
her
my
pants
region
off and
is
it's a
enough.
Salvador Dali painting.
That would be impressive, I think.
No, I made the mistake when I first, because I groom downstairs. I take care of myself.
We've
And
had this conversation a few episodes ago, I feel like.
Yeah, we did. But when I was first starting to learn how to manicure myself or manscape myself, I just shaved everything, 100% of it gone, to the skin, gone. And when my significant other at the time saw said shaved area, she kind of giggled. Well, it's because if a man shaves everything off down there, and I'm kind of a hairy guy when it comes to like legs and my stomach and chest and stuff like that too. So you know what I'm packing down there for as far as hair. If that's all gone and then your legs have a little bit of hair and your belly has some hair, you look ridiculous. So it has to be well groomed, not just completely fucking barren desert of hair down there. It has to be, for a man, it has to be well groomed.
So one of the things that's funny, and I got to give it up to Gillette because they are the best a man could get. They actually have instructional videos on trimming and shaving your pubic hair.
No shit.
Manscaping tips. They are up.
Manscaping tits. I like it.
Manscaping tits. Yeah, what you do is you really want to make sure they're symmetrical, all right?
You
When
hold
get-
the nipple up away, and then you pull the hair to the side.
and you want to mind the areolae. Always mind the areolae.
I think we should add this in so people can just click on it from our Facebook or whatever.
This Gillette commercial on how to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got
Alright,
it. I got
we should just add
it.
it
You want to
in.
pull it up? I got it up on
Yeah.
YouTube.
When we're
We'll
done,
put it
send me
in.
the link. Do you want me to
Alright.
play it here on the show?
Let's play it on.
Hang on.
I'll see why we can't.
No, let me get you the cord. All right, so you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, let's
All
play
right,
it.
let's play this thing.
Taking care of the hair down there certainly has its benefits. You might
like the
say when
Incredible
there's
Hulk.
no underbrush, the tree looks taller.
Is he going to have a green
Before you
penis?
start, think about the unique topographical features under your hood. With the right tools, like a Gillette Fusion Power, and some common sense, you'll avoid putting your equipment at risk. First things first.
I love that it's censored.
Lather up with some shave gel. And
It's
ensure
a
you're
cartoon
using a
with
fresh blade.
censoring bars.
Pull your
That's funny.
skin taut and as flat as possible. Don't exert pressure. Let the razor do the work. Use short, light strokes to minimize nicks, cuts, and scratches. Rinse often to keep the blade clear. Once satisfied, rinse off, pat dry, and apply a moisturizer to keep the area hydrated and minimize itching.
That's a lot of
There you
moisturizer.
have it. Trimming the bush to make the tree look taller. Now go ahead, be adventurous and have some fun.
Trimming the bush to make the tree
Armpits
look
and
taller.
chest. Do guys cut their armpit hairs?
No. Well, I know. You know, most of the guys I do are Haitian. I don't know if that's a cultural thing there.
I have trimmed mine. When mine gets so long that you see it sticking out the front, I'm just saying that's too long. I'll trim it down. All right. Is that all of your list?
Nope.
Okay.
When you humble brag about the UTI you got from all the marathon sex you had last weekend.
That's a humble
totally
brag.
happens all the time.
Well, a girl can get a UTI from 1 5-minute quickie. Also, it's not. I mean, there's techniques.
As long as you pee after,
Right.
you're good.
Yeah.
But if you have marathon sex over the weekend, you're probably going to get a UTI. It's just going to happen.
It has nothing to do with the UTI. It's you bragging about marathon sex, right? That's really what the bragging's about.
Well, yeah, that's why it's a humble brag. You're bringing up the UTI like, oh my God, I got a UTI. Why'd you get a UTI? Oh my God, girl, let me tell you about this weekend.
But UTIs hurt.
Nice.
That's
They
how
do
that's how
hurt.
you segue.
Okay. When your body did something weird and you're wondering if you should call your gyno or therapist.
All right.
Yeah, like miss a period.
Whenever something embarrassing happens, so mortifying, it would be a sin not to tell someone.
Oh my God, girl! I shit on this guy last week by
I
accident.
wonder how many times that girl has told the story about her almost sharding on me.
And the last
Is this
one,
when your boxers were? When did?
No, I told that story on the podcast
Yeah.
a few
Last
episodes
week?
ago.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. If the sex was bad, like really bad.
Yeah, but that happens on the way home, not right away, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's right away when you're on your way home.
Yeah, but not right there. Like as he's like, "Oh God, girl, you were great," and you're texting like, "Oh my God."
If it was that bad, then yeah. Maybe during it, while you're just bent over taking it. Oh my God, this guy is never finishing.
All
Yeah,
right.
actually, I've done that before. I've been on my phone.
Really?
Not with you.
I hope not.
You would notice you keep my hands pretty busy.
I don't know how to take that, Jay. I'm
Oh
not
dear
sure.
God, why is this happening?
Hey, Tach, Jay needs some help in here, buddy.
It was
should
that
be here.
razor commercial. Whew, got me all hot and bothered.
So was that the end of the list?
That's it.
Good
All right,
list.
So yeah, I really enjoyed that actually.
Yeah, you had
But-
a topic you wanted
So
to bring
the
up there.
so the porn thing. If you go on Netflix, and this is going to tie into the other thing I'm doing on the side here. There is a new documentary that came out on Netflix. It is called Hot Girls Wanted Turned On. Hot Girls Wanted was a really, really good documentary that came out a couple years ago. I think it debuted at Sundance Film Festival, and it really looked into the world, into the underground world of like prostitution and the sex trade. Is what it looked into was the like black market sex trade, taking these girls out. You know
like
all the
sex trafficking type of
sex
deal?
trafficking. I'm sorry, that's the word I was
Okay.
looking for. Sex trafficking. And it was actually done really well. It was really, really well received as well. So they have the second one. Now it's a documentary series, and there's about 4 or 6 episodes. And it goes into like different aspects of the porn industry, especially the porn industry today. And
Really?
the first episode is women in the industry, whether they're directing, especially directing actually. And it was actually really, really interesting to see the role that women are taking in porn and creating porn and the different kind of porn that they're creating, like, these women directors are. It was actually really good. And then you kind of see the struggle behind it too, because no one pays for porn anymore. So all this theatrical stuff that, used to get in, like with the spoof movies that they used to make and everything, it's really kind of a dying art form, because those are porn, those are pornos that you make to charge for, and everybody goes on either Pornhub or RedTube or, PornTube, like you have all these websites where it's free. It's a dying market to make them, and you see these women struggling to keep themselves relevant in an industry. It's really cool.
Do you think it's just an ebb and flow type of thing where it's dying now, but in a couple more years it'll come back? It'll begin to ebb again.
You can't beat free. It's
I
hard to
guess that's
come
true.
back
Getting
when there's
paid.
so much available for free. You know what I mean? That is hard.
So
to
what
come
they're
back
starting
from.
to do is just whittle down the industry into the top stars, just like Hollywood, where you've got your top paid celebrities that get paid for their movies.
Well, what
and
it
that's
is,
what they're hiring
what it is
now.
now is that it's evolving. The porn industry is evolving. Now it's less actual like filmed porn and situational things, and webcam is really the big new thing now, which is basically an evolution of the hotlines, the old 876-900 numbers.
Yeah, I used to do that with my grandma all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see, some of it's a pastime.
You
Maybe
used to
that's
do-
why this little girls. Maybe that's why the kids in the locker room.
You used to do porn with your grandma?
No,
That's
we
weird.
would call the 1-800 numbers. We would make up whatever kind of words we could that would fit into 7 letters and call them.
Nice.
Yeah, and so now you have webcamming, where it's, instead of paying so much a minute on your phone bill to talk to these girls, now you put your credit card information and you just take these girls, either you take them private, or there's some where you just donate tokens and they'll flash or something.
See, we talked about doing that.
I got into back when I was single. I got into what is it called, Periscope, And Periscope is not porn at all. Has nothing to do with porn.
Yeah,
However,
it got bought out by Facebook, didn't it?
I don't know. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's when Facebook Live started.
Huh. That would make a lot of sense. I know they're still separate. I know there's a Periscope app still.
There's an entity, but I think it was bought out by Facebook eventually.
That's interesting. Well, you would always see on there, you would see girls trying to get people to pay them for private.
Yeah.
And you would pay like a Google account or a PayPal or something like that. And then they would go private because the private ones are not monitored. But the public ones are, where if somebody's taking their shirt off on public, then you get banned off of Periscope.
How much money did you spend?
I never spent a dime. I've never bought anything like that, ever. Never needed to.
Yeah, but they'll go.
The free stuff is just as good. Why would I go spend money?
And with the advent of Periscope, Skype's another big one where you can pay a woman and she'll like you wire her money or put in a PayPal or whatever it is, and she'll go on Skype. She'll call you for a half hour. You get whatever you want out of her.
Who said this last? I'm sorry if I'm stealing a bit from somebody. I can't remember where I heard this, but there is some science behind the difference between sex and pornography and masturbation, how the endorphin releases in the body and how your body satisfies or shows yourself that you're enjoying something based on those hormone releases. And it's two different releases. It's not the same. Sex releases certain types of hormones and endorphins and what all the different chemicals that make you happy. Pornography and masturbation does as well, but it's different. It's a different dosage and release into the body.
I've heard it's just because you're not being judged. You don't have to worry about how you're performing, how you're doing anything.
Might be spot on accurate with that. That's a good point.
Yeah, sex is more of a performance. With masturbation and porn, it's just, all right, I just need to get off to get my day going.
That's true.
Or you're just bored.
Yeah, that's true too.
Can you touch him so he calms down? Thank you.
You talking about your erection?
Yeah, my erection. Can you touch this, please? With your teeth. No teeth.
No, I was going to say no.
Jeez.
Yeah, no teeth.
I take my teeth out before I do that.
All right, so let me ask you a question. This might segue. Let me ask you a question. Okay. I'm going to give you two scenarios, and you tell me which one you would rather do.
Tell me.
Would you rather have an experienced guy in the bedroom, but he's kind of a dick? Or would you rather have an inexperienced guy in the bedroom, but he would cater to whatever you want?
Inexperienced guy will cater to what I want.
I feel like that's just...
I'll teach him.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good. Now, here's my question. Would you rather have an experienced guy with a little dick or an inexperienced guy who's hung like a horse?
I don't know, but middle. I don't want either.
You don't want either of those?
Because if it's too big, it's not going to fit.
Well, no, okay, big enough, like not too big that it won't be pleasurable.
Like perfect size.
like the biggest you could have,
like 7 3/4 of an inch.
Sure.
Okay. And he doesn't know what he's doing?
Yeah, he has no idea how to use it. So it's kind of like a waste.
Yeah, I'll show him how.
Well, would you rather?
Show him what to do with that.
Would you rather have that guy or somebody that wants a Clydesdale in the room?
But I'm the one that has questions for you guys.
Oh.
Well, before you guys go, here's my question: what you guys do? You know, we just had this. We just had a little mini American holiday on Friday with Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
What did you guys do?
We stayed home and had
tater tot casserole.
Tater tot casserole. Nothing special. Just hung out here.
And we watched Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I think Big Bang Theory.
And for the occasion.
And something else. We watched something. We stayed up late that night. What else did we watch? We watched something else.
Porn.
Was it
Mexican porn?
I was about to say, was it Mexican?
When you get that loud, back up away from the mic. There you go. It just.
Oh, that was. I thought that was her. I thought that was you.
No, I went back here and she went right up on it.
I'm sorry. I like to get up on it.
So I don't understand, why do white people always feel the need to do something Mexican for Cinco de Mayo? Like,
I don't care what day it is. If you give me tequila and tacos, I don't care what day of the month it is or day of the year it is.
It's because we say it in Spanish, so we have to do Mexican things.
But you don't even say it in Spanish because half the time people are saying Cinco de Drinko.
I haven't ever heard that.
Oh.
All right. Yay. Well, it's just another excuse for Americans to drink.
Don't start doing it. I liked you because you didn't know what it was.
It could be 20 de diciembre. I don't care. I'm going to enjoy tacos. It doesn't matter to me what day of the year it is. Cinco de Mayo. Nobody really knows what Cinco de Mayo is about anyway.
No one does. And that's why. And that's what brings me to this week. Stop the shenaniganry.
Yes. Get it.
What the fuck is it? Why does everyone think that Cinco de Mayo is a day to dress like a Mexican is always my biggest problem. All right, I always say, especially like when you go to jobs, there's a lot of jobs that like to have this whole, hey, dress like a Mexican day. I got in trouble because at one job I had many years ago, I went to work, it was Cinco de Mayo, and they were like, dress like a Mexican day. Now, this is a business casual job. So, you typically wore like slacks and, button-up dress shirts and dress shoes. So this one was dress like a Mexican. You don't have to follow the dress code if you dress like a Mexican. I went to work that day in a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, and a pair of Chuck Taylor
Converse?
Yeah, Chuck Taylor Cons. A pair of Chucks. And I got yelled at. I got reprimanded and I was written up because I broke dress code. Yes. And they said, what were you doing? I said, I'm dressed like a Mexican because when you go to Mexico, this is what people fucking look like. All that's right. And they were giving, and everybody was at work with like giant sombreros. They have fucking serapes, ponchos.
Yep. Colorful dresses.
Yeah, all this craziness. They were like, bring out your favorite flamingo dress. Flamingo, not even flamenco. They just said flamingo dress. All right, they didn't even have the nerve.
What's a flamingo dress? Like with flamingos?
Yes, that's the only thing that exists for flamingo dress. And then they got mad when I pointed out that flamenco's Spaniard, not Mexican. It's Spanish. It's from Spain. And then I got in trouble because I said, this is what Mexicans wear. All this shit. They were giving awards for it. Like, oh, biggest sombrero. Oh, most elaborate serape. I'm like, great. Human Resources is giving away a reward for the most racist person that came to work today. That's all that's happening. Yes. All right. It has nothing to do. And everyone's like, oh, it's Mexican's Independence Day. No, it fucking isn't. Here's what Cinco de Mayo is. We won't go too deep because I know the listeners don't give a shit. They're probably still hungover from the
I bet most of the listeners are intrigued to find out what this really means.
So what it is, the Mexicans were fighting the French. All right. The Mexican forces had about 2,000. French forces had 6,000. And there was a battle that took place, and the Mexicans won. They won the battle. They only won the battle. They lost the war miserably. But they celebrate the battle because, in Mexico, sometimes you just need a win. Yeah. And that's what celebrated is the battle, is the victory of that battle.
3-1 odds too.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. And I think it shows two things. One, Mexico is absolutely the home of where you can just take what you can get. And also that marks the last time in history where Mexicans were outnumbered by white Europeans.
Well, at least all the Mexican restaurants get lots of money that day.
Yeah, and I'm happy for them. Problem is, most of those Mexican restaurants are owned by white corporations who have no idea what the fuck they're celebrating. That's why they have Cinco de Drinko posters up outside. And it's bullshit. There's your history lesson for the day. Stop the shenaniganry.
Nice. Jay Alvarez, everyone. Oh, I love these fucking segments. I am slowly starting to absolutely love the shenaniganry bits.
Slowly? You didn't at first?
And
you hated it?
No, I guess that's not
so
fair.
Mean.
I immediately love the shenaniganry bits.
That's all right. I see how it is.
The music in the background's the best part too. With Jay's, he's amped
because
up.
You
hear his blood pressure. Well, no, technically Jay picked it, but it was a matter of.
We might be changing that music, by the way. I might be submitting something else for that
all
music.
Right. Yeah, anything you want. You know that.
All right, guys. Would you rather have sex with a walrus or never have sex again?
Nope, never have sex again. If I'm gonna stick my dick in anything that smells like fish, it's not gonna be a walrus.
Wait a minute. If I have sex with a walrus, does the rest of the sex for the rest of my life have to be with a walrus, or is it with women then?
Just one time.
I'll fuck the shit out of a walrus.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I may have done that before too. Anyway, I was drunk. She was big. I didn't know.
Would you rather cut off your penis and have unlimited money, or be homeless and get laid all the time?
That's only gonna last long. That's only gonna last until it's obvious I haven't taken a shower for a while.
Chop the dick off. I've got family. Take it.
Yeah.
Unlimited money? That's a lot.
Yep.
I can prosthetically have a penis built for me.
That's what strap-ons are for.
Yeah. You know what? I got family. I got kids that need to go to college.
Just get me pregnant first.
You do that first, then chop my dick off? Okay, deal.
All right. Watch an erotic movie with your parents or of your parents.
With. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not interested in seeing that.
Hey, this is where you came from.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Would you rather lick peanut butter off of a hairy man belly or a dead cow?
Ooh, how old has the cow been? How long has the cow been dead?
I don't know. It's just dead.
I'm biting the bullet. I'm going to say hairy man belly.
Yeah, I kind of think so too, because it could be a...
I don't have to lick it all off. I could just lick the top layer.
I wonder if the dead cow is just a steak.
What if the hairy man belly is the dead cow? Like, how is that not the same thing?
I'm going hairy man belly.
All right. Would you rather eat a bucket of scabs or swim in a pool of pus?
Oh, god damn.
Where the fuck is this coming from? Jesus Christ.
My brain.
What is wrong with you?
An entire bucket?
A whole bucket.
You couldn't digest that.
like a
How far do I have to
how
swim?
about like a sandcastle bucket?
How far do I have to swim in this bus?
I don't know.
Head under or head above water?
Oh, head staying above water. That's the point of swimming. If you put your head under, it's diving now. So it's head up.
I think I'd swim.
Swim in the bus?
I'd swim.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather have sex with the ugliest, smelliest, fattest girl you've ever seen, or have sex with the hottest supermodel ever, but she has a penis?
God damn. It wouldn't be a she at that point. It would be a he.
Yeah, that's just gay sex at that point.
So is it the best transgender or not transgender? Best, what do you call a woman that has a penis? A man. No. What do you call a...
there are no chicks with
It's still a
dicks. It's guys with
supermodel.
tits.
Exactly. So she looks
She's a
female,
supermodel.
but she's got a penis.
Yeah.
This is
Man,
a
can
tough
I
one.
pass on this one? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Can I just stay celibate for the rest of my life?
I'm going back to the question where I chopped off my dick already, so I don't have to do either.
Where's the walrus? Can I fuck the walrus again? Cuckoo, ka-choo. Cuckoo, ka-choo.
Yes.
All right. Would you rather have an 8-inch dick and last 5 minutes, or a 4-inch dick and last 30 minutes?
Ooh, I'm saying 5 minutes is a good amount of time. I'm just saying.
If you need more than 5 minutes with an 8-inch dick, I don't think it's going to work out anyway.
I guess I would go 4-inch for 30 minutes because I could give two shits about that as long as she's happy. You know what I mean?
I feel
Guess it
like
could be
I feel like I would set a timer, and at 4:30 I go out and go oral for a little while, just to kind of
There you
calm
go.
myself down.
Just stop.
Yeah, just stop for a little bit,
I don't know.
and then go back. After a little bit, go back for another 4.5 minutes.
That's a hard one. I think I would probably go 4 inches for 30 minutes.
That sucks.
Why?
30 minutes is forever. You'd be raw.
Oh, with the implication there is that 30 minutes is the more desirable time than 5 minutes. That's the
To a
implication.
guy, I don't know why guys always want the longer times.
Oh.
It goes raw after a while.
Well, if you're telling me that 30 minutes is not good, then okay.
You don't
then
need to
8
go
inch
for
for 5
30
minutes.
I mean,
minutes.
there's marathon sessions every now and then that are good, but yeah, I'm the same way. If it's going on longer than 3 minutes, we're just kind of looking at each other. It's weird. What's
You
going
know,
on?
15 minutes altogether is plenty, and that
Yeah.
includes foreplay.
All right.
I mean, foreplay could last 30 minutes if you wanted it to.
Give me that 8-inch
All right.
hog then.
So, eat a diarrhea-dipped banana
Oh, God.
or a sperm-filled Twinkie.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Diarrhea could actually get you sick. So from a medical
It's called hepatitis A.
yeah, from a medical perspective, I'd
It's
rather
your
go
own diarrhea.
sperm-filled Twinkie just
Oh.
because of medical reasons only.
I picked that one too.
Nah, it just
And I
rubbed in
like-
my mouth a little bit.
And
I
I
eat
like the
sperm
taste.
anyway, so.
I enjoy the taste. No, I'm just kidding.
Ugh.
That's for you, Jay.
Yeah, no, I'm passing.
Jay's getting the Twinkie. All right, would you rather give up cheese or oral sex?
Ooh. Giving or receiving oral sex?
I don't
In
know.
general.
I like cheese.
No, cheese is pretty good. This is
I
difficult.
know.
Cheese goes on a lot. Ugh.
Cheese is so good.
Oh, man.
You can't look up your answer on the
No,
phone.
no, I'm not. I got a text while we were talking, so I don't
Oh.
want to see who it was. Okay, sorry, that was work.
Whose work? What's she wearing?
Who the
So
fuck-
that means like no
Who the
lasagna,
fuck is Amber Alert?
no cheese pizza,
No pizza, no cheese in your salad, no
No,
cheese on
just
your
cheese.
sandwich.
I'm giving
No-
up. I'm giving up oral sex.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give up oral sex.
Yeah,
Cheese is better than oral sex.
for the longevity. Yeah, it is.
Last one. Would you rather have sex with a goat and no one would know, or not have sex with a goat but have everyone think you did?
I don't care what people think. I'm
Yeah,
not fucking a goat.
I'm not fucking a goat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, he
Think
fuck-
I fucked a goat.
He fucked a goat. Sure.
This is too easy.
Yeah.
Hey, Hasim, do you know what I saw you doing the other day?
Stop it.
Oh, wait, I have one more.
You sound
I made
like
an attempt at a voice.
you sound like Indian Lucky Charms.
Would you rather take a break now or take a break now? Infinite points. blending the exotic and traditional art of fire performing with a modern and technical flair.
If you're planning an event and want your guests to have a visually stunning and memorable experience, bring the performance from Infinite Points to your venue.
It's scary, it's exciting, and it's certain to put you on the edge of your seat. This is truly fire performing at its finest. If fire spinning is too hot for your venue, they also perform with full LED props still bright enough to shine at your event.
If you want to get a hold of them, email them at booking@infinitepointsperforming.com or visit them online at www.infinitepointsperforming.com.
The performers at Infinite Points are professional and always encourage and adhere to safety. While what they do is amazing, they always remind you, don't try this at home.
But it was 99 cents.
Hey, it's Adam. If you enjoyed the content or the cast of Living Podcariously, be sure to check out the other show we produce. It's called The Twisted 10. Each week, a host or a guest host takes over the show and brings their own unique and original top 10 list to the show. Here's a few examples. Top 10 crazy religious practices. Top 10 sexual fetishes. Twisted Guinness World Records. Top 10 possible human extinction events. And my personal favorite, top 10 best or worst infomercial products. As you can see, the content is all over the place for the show. However, it is a lot of fun to produce, and we hope you like it. As always, thanks for listening.
Y'all got a plan, we all went to den, and then I had to pay. If you f***ing with this girl, then you better be paid. You know why? Take too much to touch her. From what I heard, she got a baby.
Oh, I forgot to mention something that we got from the Podcast Discovery Center. So I know that other podcasts listen to our shows, like I said earlier, and we listen to other podcast shows as well. Living Podcariously and Twisted 10 and You're 40 Now What are also members of something called Podcast Mafia, which is a group of Central Florida podcasters that kind of brainstorm together, share ideas, talk about events, stuff like that. We're also part of a group called the Podcast Discovery Center. So for you other podcasters that are out there, Podcast Discovery Center is about 1,400 members strong, and it's probably got about 500 or 600 different podcasts that it represents. But it's a great place for sharing ideas, tips and tricks, and recording techniques on mics and editing software, just all that shit. Anyway, Anthony Hayes and Scott Doucette are the founders of this thing. We've talked about them a few times in the past on our podcasts, and you'll hear some little rattling around in the background. It was my name that got drawn, but it's for our shows. We're given a prize pack from the PDC, which is kind of cool. We got some covers for podcasts, like the pop guards that you put over podcasts. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was like, what are you talking about?
That you put over microphones.
Our cool bracelets.
Yeah, we got some Podcast Discovery Center black and white bracelets. Let's see, I'm going through the stuff right now. One of the coolest parts of this cool prize pack was a book from Anthony Hayes called The Science of Being, B-E-I-N-G, The Science of Being. And it is his story, his personal, biography on surviving depression. It's a really, really good book. It's a quick read. It's only about 165 pages, something like that. But it's really, really good material. So check that out. You can actually get that, I'm pretty sure, on Amazon. So go to Amazon and check that out.
I feel like you're assuming a lot by calling that a quick read. Some of our listeners went to Florida. Some of them went to Florida public schools, and that's a textbook.
It's about
honestly.
a month.
That's a good point. We also got a little stylus from them. One of the little, it's not a keychain, this one. This is something you plug into like the headphone jack, and it's a little portable stylus. So for you folks who use your tablets and things like that to do art. We get a bunch of Me, Myself, and I radio cards, which is Anthony's podcast. We'll give him a little shameless plug. Let's see what else did we get. We got some stickers. Jay, I think you took one of the stickers already.
Yeah,
too,
for whatever reason, there was a Misfits sticker in there, and Lorraine is huge into the Misfits. Aww. So I was like, I have to take that.
Nice.
She just got a brand new car. I'm like, if I don't take that sticker and she finds out, she will hurt me physically.
I don't know what these characters are here, but a couple more stickers with some characters on them, like little anime and cartoon style stuff.
Looks like some prizes for our event.
But it's not a bad idea. What do you call these things? Gundams?
Stickers.
Gundam, yeah.
A Gundam sticker. Again, several bracelets, a whole bunch of fun stuff. And then something that's really cool that all four of us, Anthony, if you're listening, all four of our hosts want this thing. It is a keychain, but it's got like
it's a microphone.
It's not pewter. What kind of, is that just, it's steel. It's heavy. Yeah. It's very, very heavy, but it's a microphone. And it is badass. So we're going to have to come up with a way, because I know all 4 of us want this, so we're going to have to come up with a way to...
We share custody.
Do a get.
That's what I said.
I get them one weekend, you get them another weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, I was saying share custody.
We should come up with something for this.
Or maybe you should just have it because you do all the editing and all the work for the show. Plus, it was your name that was drawn.
Oh, yeah, but that's not... I'd rather us do something fun together.
But that's going to get it on my keychain.
Paper, rock, scissors it? I don't...
Yeah, she's pulling the whole what's yours is mine, and what's mine is
He drives my car
mine.
more than his car, though. So
I do now. That little EV she's got, are you kidding me? I drive the fuck out of that thing. It's a great car.
Or maybe I should add it onto my old keychain.
Oh, that's right. The old keychain might be moving hands here pretty soon. But anyway, PDC, Anthony, Scott, and I know that Super Joe Pardo is a big part of PDC as well. We want to say thank you very much for giving that to us. And you other podcasters out there, if you're not part of Podcast Discovery Center yet, just do a quick search on Facebook for the group, Podcast Discovery Center. Add yourself to it and just mention that you heard about them through Living Podcariously and the Twisted 10. It's a great group of people, and it's a lot of fun on there, and a lot of podcasts, man, just a ton of them. But yeah, so there's that. Thank you, PDC. Thank you, Anthony Hayes. And again, check out his book, The Science of Being. I'm pretty sure it's available on Amazon. If not, go to his website and you can check it out. Peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women submit questions for Adam and Tach to get brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guyry. Guyry? Really? Is that the best we could come up with?
All right, our first question comes from Lacey in Florida.
Hey, Lacey.
In this day, many women are keeping their last names after getting married. How do you feel about this?
Gay. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm kind of a traditional guy, personally, and I like the idea of my wife taking my name after marriage. Call me old-fashioned, so be it. That's fine. But that's my personal preference, is I would prefer the girl to adopt my family name. Unless my last name was like, I don't know, Latrine or something.
That's a good name.
You changed it from Shithouse.
Yeah, good change. It's a good change. Ollie, no.
I personally could not give less of a shit. I don't care. We're married. I'm not getting married. Let's call that what it is. I don't believe in that as an institution. But if I still did, I don't care. Hyphenate, keep your name. I don't give. We're married. I don't. That's the least. That's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about whose place are we going to move into? Are we going to open joint bank accounts? Or are we going to keep them separate? How are we going to file taxes? How are we the last name? I don't give a shit.
I will caveat that a little bit. Mine also has a caveated being if there's children involved. So, for example, in your situation, Andrea, if I was to propose to you and if you were to say yes to me and we got married, if you wanted to keep your last name because of Alyssa, because of your daughter, I would completely understand that.
But she's going to grow up and get married one day and have a different last name.
Okay, got it. Understood. Let's just say past wives of mine have potentially wanted to keep their name until their children were gone and they never adopted my name. So I understand that and I can respect it, but I prefer for the woman to take my name. Just a preference.
But most of those are already changed.
Yeah, well, hey, it is what it is. That's in the past.
All right, number 2 is from Kim in Texas. What do you like to do alone?
Oh.
In all honesty, I watch stupid ass YouTube videos and I sit on my couch. That's it. That's what I do on my own.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty... Internet black holes are fun.
If it's a really, really nice day, which is rare in Florida, but like if it's a really good, comfortable day, I might go to the park and like find a trail or something. Yeah. But aside from that, no, I just watch dumb YouTube videos. Or I'll learn how to cook something.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good hobby.
Yeah, you should do that.
I'm horrible in the kitchen. I can't even do dishes correctly.
You can't even get the trash out.
Hey, smartass.
Because if he does it well once, you're expecting him to do it again.
Trash is for boys.
So if we're saying alone, I'm going to say after I've masturbated. So we'll go past that.
Oh,
already.
yeah. No, obviously
That's
this
the
is after
assumption.
masturbated. Yeah.
After.
It's like, hey,
But you
I
can't
got
do that all day.
No,
so.
no, no. There's chafing. You don't.
Yeah, it's chafing. I mean, you can only get off like 3 before it becomes like, okay, now this is more of a challenge.
And your balls are the size of peas.
Yeah.
It's you're drained.
Yeah, no. Obviously, this is post-masturbatory
Then your
celebration.
girlfriend comes home and you have nothing left to give.
So it depends. If I'm into a particular game at the time, I love gaming. So I'll load up the PlayStation 4 and hook up whatever game I'm playing at the time. That's fun to do it by myself because I'm not taking up anybody else's time. If you're here, I don't want to be gaming the whole time you're here. Or if my son's here, even though he's gaming the whole time, I don't want to be gaming while he's here. Honestly, lately, for probably the past 6 months, in my spare time where I don't have a work priority or necessarily a podcast editing priority, I will be searching for business ideas to grow our media company. So I'll be out there reading other people's business plans. As boring as that sounds, I want to grow our business into something very big one day, not just doing podcasts, but to do many other podcasts and many other types of media things. So I'll go
I'm sure
find.
Kim wanted to hear better stuff than that.
I feel like you watch the Bloomberg Network and like MSNBC and just like crank it to that all day.
With a monocle,
He takes naps.
Yeah, I'll nap. I'll get back
If you're watching Bloomberg all day, yeah, you're
He'll
gonna
jump
nap.
in the pool, have a beer, come in, take a nap, wake up, have a snack, then get on the computer, whether that's masturbating or looking up stuff or...
Yeah, that pretty much summarizes my days by myself.
He does have 2 screens. Who says he can't do both?
That's
That
right.
is true.
That's true.
Multitask.
Kim might have wanted more answers than that or different answers, but those were honest answers.
Yeah.
Number 3 is from Jennifer in Florida. What is your favorite normal everyday bedtime attire for a woman?
Sweats and a t-shirt.
So we're not talking sexiness.
Yeah, regular.
100% nude.
Okay.
That's my preference. I would rather you be completely naked in bed laying next to me, even if we're not like getting it on. Just being naked is my preference. If it's not naked, it's hot as hell to have a nice little pair of thong panties and a t-shirt, like maybe one of my t-shirts or something. That's sexy. Or one of my long sleeve shirts.
But
Why do you have to wear the thong?
No, not for me.
Well, she's not wearing a thong for her.
Yeah.
That's true.
And to bed, those things drive me nuts. All day you're trying to pick something out of your butt that's never going to come out because it's a string. Okay, number 4. Tina in Florida. Does ball size matter to a guy in terms of his confidence? I understand dick size matters, but does ball size? What if he has a huge dick and tiny balls? What if he has a tiny dick and huge balls?
I've never actually thought about ball size before.
Don't give a damn.
As long as they're functional and they're there.
Yep.
I think that's all that matters.
The thing is, too, the sack changes shape anyways. If it's warm, they're going to hang a little looser, and if it's cold, they're going to hang a little tighter. So
I said this a long time ago, like episode 2 or 3. Girls, if you want to see something hilarious, obviously with your guy's permission, when he's in bed and he's naked and the balls are loose, he's comfortable and warm and, they're just there. Go down, lick one testicle, and then blow air on it. And you watch that ball move all on its own. It will straight up draw into himself. One half of his nutsack will be in constant motion.
Yep.
It is amazing to watch.
I want to do that.
Well, there you go. I just gave you a hobby for tonight.
Can we? Oh, yay. I was going to say, can we do it tonight? All right. Number 5, Paula in North Carolina. What's the deal with men loving 3-ways? I mean, why do you think that men want 3-ways more than women?
No, that's an idiot guy who thinks it's going to work out like it does on the porn. It never does, and you can have him listen to this shit. No, it's already enough for me not to disappoint one woman in the bedroom. Why do I want to disappoint 2 at the same time?
I love that.
3-ways are never as fun as they look, and honestly, it's only fun for as long as you're necessary. Because next thing you know, she's into it with the other chick, and you're just you're just a voyeur at that point.
But the question, you're right, 100% right on that. The question was, why do we want it though?
Because we think it's the porn. Because they think it's the porn.
Is it a control issue? Is it a dominance issue? Is it a bragging?
It
right?
looks hot on my TV, and I want it to be hot in my bedroom. It's just that's all it is. I don't think it has anything more to do with that.
How about maybe it's because I've never done that before. I've never had a threesome. In that situation, maybe is it like when you tell somebody, whatever you do, don't look behind that door. And of course, your curiosity is going to kick in. I want to see what's behind that door. Is it at this point because it's such a big deal? Threesome is such a taboo. Is it because guys haven't had it that they want it even more?
But you've had
Probably.
a foursome. It's like
Yeah, but there was another
basically the same
dick
thing.
involved. That didn't count.
Totally counts. There's
Well, it
still
could be
two girls.
it could be a devil's three-way too. It's still a three-way. And I think it's most people having an unrealistic expectation of what it actually is.
Some fantasies are best left as fantasies.
All right.
That's like fantasizing about Mila Kunis until you find out she's a dead cow. Not that she is. I don't know that she is. I don't know that she isn't, to be honest with you. I mean, she kept Macaulay Culkin around for a while, so I assume she isn't.
That must have looked weird.
Hey, he's got a... There is an interesting story behind that, and I can't wait to get either one of them drunk enough to tell me.
Do you think when he comes, he smacks his cheeks just like in the movie?
I hope he does.
That would be an awesome finishing move.
All right. Number 6 is Kaya in Florida. Why do you look so intently when I'm wearing a skirt when you see basically the same or more when I'm at the beach?
Because it's naughty.
Because it's forbidden. Yeah, we're seeing something we're not supposed to see.
Yep.
That's all fetishes. Well, let me rephrase that. That's all that the fascination is with like women's underwear and seeing up a skirt. It's just you're seeing something that is off limits. You're not supposed to see.
You aren't supposed. I don't think you heard that right.
I must not have.
Why do you look so intently when I'm wearing a skirt when you...
Yeah, with a chance to peek.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You have a chance.
Anna Kournikova was one of the hottest women tennis players for the longest time. And she posed for, like, I think the swimsuit edition.
And Maxim.
Yeah, she posed wearing something skimpy all the time. You could just go on the internet and find those pictures. But when she's playing tennis, guys would tune in just to see her skirt fly up.
Anna Kournikova, by the way, is the name of a poker hand in Texas Hold'em. When you are dealt an ace king, it's called the Anna Kournikova. Why? Because it looks so pretty, but it very rarely wins. That's the Anna Kournikova.
So guys like dresses and skirts just because they're hoping the skirt will fly up and they get a peek?
Well, that's why the high slits are sexy, because it shows you more than you're supposed to see.
They're not looking at it because they enjoy the floral fabric.
Oh my goodness, is that a Donna Karen? Oh my God.
Girl, you know you're not supposed to wear corduroy this time of year.
Girl, who gave you that Vera Wang designer dress? No one gives a shit. We don't care.
No.
I don't even know who Vera Wang is.
She makes our mattress upstairs. I know that.
Sure.
Number 7.
Number Jackie?
Number Jackie from New York. What makes you want to stay with one woman for the rest of your life without cheating on her or losing interest? In other people's words, what makes a woman successful in a relationship? What does she need to have? Please elaborate and be as detailed as possible.
Wow, lady. Jeez, Jackie.
That's a pretty legit question, though, I think. It's good it doesn't involve sex. Way to go, Jackie.
You want to take this one first?
What did it for me was just a woman who was comfortable enough to be herself and made me comfortable enough to be myself, and I never want to leave that.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's very good.
That's it. I mean, don't get me wrong, the sex is phenomenal too.
I'm sure she tells all of her friends.
No, wait, I can't say the word phenomenal. No, because I did tell her that if I ever use the word phenomenal, chances are I'm blowing smoke up your ass.
Oh, no.
But the problem is I also mean it legitimately. So now whenever I say phenomenal, she's like, oh, really? Really? Oh, it's phenomenal. So yeah, no, the sex is absolutely fantastic with in my situation. It's just a compatibility thing.
Yeah, it's on many levels, and if you've got if you ever taken those surveys and they say needs improvement or best as it can be type of, and you got several different categories to go down. Mm-hmm. If all of those categories in my book hit, best as it can be or very, very close, those are the reasons to stay with her. Obviously, the most important part of that's love. That's the most important. So if there's no love, there's no long-term relationship, there's no commitment, there's none of that. But yeah, sex is part of that formula as well. Compatibility with everyday life. So something as simple as communicating with each other, doing chores together, doing houses, just the way you live your life. If you're compatible, mm-hmm. I think it is incredibly important, because if you clash with your partner, let's say you have the best sex ever, but for the life of you, the two of you cannot do, I don't know, whatever the fuck task you want to come up with. You guys cannot seem to do that together, and it causes stress in your life. Well, that'll eventually add up over time and create a stressful environment. So having all of those things in the correct categories where you guys mesh together is ridiculously important. When you've got all those check marks over to the right in your column, and I'm making that out analogy too far, when it's all good, when you're good together, then there's no reason for a guy to stray. There's no reason to look elsewhere.
And let's be clear here, it's never okay for a guy to cheat anyway. Like, that's not saying, oh, well, yeah, if you're not doing that, of course he's going to cheat. No, you're an asshole if you're cheating. Let's just call that what it is, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, if it's one of those, like, if I'm going to plan on spending the rest of my life with this woman, yeah, how comfortable am I at being myself around her? And, yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah.
All right, this one is a long one. Ashley from Florida.
This'n? You say
This'n.
this'n's a long one.
This is a long one.
My boyfriend of 2 years. Okay, my boyfriend of 2 years feels stifled by me. Mostly, I must admit, because of my insecurities. So much so that I don't like it when he goes out without me. I feel upset, and angry. I feel girls are always trying to get to know him, and eventually he will fall for them. We eventually talked it out, and I told him I'd give him all the freedom he wants. It is eating me up inside that he does not even worry that I go out or what I'm doing, but it's always me wanting to know. I want to give up control, and I want to feel that it's okay that he's going out. Do I trust him? Not really, because he has previously put himself in a position where he kind of emotionally cheated on me. What do I do to make this work?
If you don't trust him, you need to leave him. Point blank.
Yeah, there's no real easy way to build trust. I mean, time does help that in some situations, but if the girl doesn't trust the guy, then that's such a difficult, because that leads to all sorts of things. Inappropriate jealousy is a great example here. He goes out with his friends and he is completely content in his relationship and loves you, but he needs his own time sometimes with his boys or by himself or whatever. If you get jealous and upset and that leads to tension and maybe a fight, that's inappropriately placed jealousy. There's no easy answer to tell you how to fix that situation. Time is going to tell you whether or not you trust him, and there's no dictating the time either. It could be a month, it could be 5 years, and then you're finally like, okay, I've had nothing to worry about this whole time. So I don't know. The question of emotional cheating is worrisome in that situation, though. But
yeah,
without having more details, it's kind of hard to elaborate on.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more of a look. If he doesn't care about you going out and hanging out with your friends, that's fantastic. You should have your friends. Go have that you time. Let him have his me time. As long as it's not like every day. You know what I mean? I've seen some couples do it like once a week, one night a week. Like, I'll stay home with the kids. You go out with your friends, and then next, and then like there's another day where you stay home with the kids, and I'll go out with my friends. I think once a week.
When I was married, I went out on Fridays, and Ellis's dad went out on Saturday night.
Yeah, some people do it once a week. Some people have it once a month. Everybody's different. There's no like litmus for it. Some people do it like once a quarter if they're, both accountants, I guess. But it's important. No, it's important to have that. Now, and I was just going to mention that until she said, "Oh, do I trust him?" Not really. Well, if you don't trust him, then you're in a whole different ballgame. That's just not okay.
You're spot on. If she can admit that she doesn't trust the guy, right now in this conversation.
Now, if that happened like 3 weeks ago, you know what I mean, and you're trying to get over it, that's a whole other thing. You're trying to work through it. By all means. Work on that. But if that happened like second week of the relationship of a 2-year relationship, you're barking up the wrong tree.
What's this girl's name again?
Ashley.
All right, Ashley. If in your relationship, and this is an open-ended statement because there's no way we're going to know anytime soon, but if you're in this relationship and this issue happened in your past and it's been a while, are things getting better? Are you becoming more and more stable in the relationship?
All right, last one's from August in Ohio. Have you ever flirted with an ex just to get something not necessarily sexual from them?
Have I ever? Yeah. Is it something I would do now, or as a matured person?
I think it was more of a just tell the story.
Yeah. No.
To get something, though, is the question. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
There was a girl that I was seeing for a little while that didn't work out, but I was going through some financial struggles at the time, so I kind of used her to like buy food and.
All right,
she actually
that's fair.
She actually paid my rent for like 2 months, and wow. I mean, I'm not proud. No, I'm an absolute monster for what I've done to that woman.
No, for her being so dumb. Wow.
Yeah, well, you take advantage of who you can take advantage of when you're a scumbag.
Man. For some tangible gain. So that's the question. Have I ever flirted with an ex? Sure. But the question was specifically driven towards for a tangible gain, for some sort of outcome, for something I wanted. So I'm trying to think if I've ever had anything that I've wanted to.
I mean, I guess I know there was an ex. I was in the hospital probably about 2 years ago, and I had an ex that was a nurse at the hospital. So I kind of, or even better, my ex-wife worked at a hospital when I went in for some heart problems. I gave her a call and told her what was going on, and then we started flirting a little bit back and forth. Next thing I know, I'm getting upgraded to my own room.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? I got to stay the night. You know, it was a pretty sweet deal after that. I was like, hey, is there anything you can do for me? She's like, well, do like what? I'm like, I don't know, maybe come up to the room. And, you know, like we started, you know, flirting around, and then I was like, you know, it sucks though. You know, I'm in one of those like basic rooms. It probably wouldn't be that much fun. Next thing I know, I got an orderly coming in like, hey, we're moving your rooms, bro.
Nice.
And she texted me, she's like, did they move your rooms yet? I'm like, thank you.
Does flirting with an ex-girlfriend so she doesn't sue me for money I owe her count? I'm asking for a friend.
I would guess.
Now, I can't think of a tangible outcome.
But they all tried
I would
to
have ever
sue
flirted. Well, you know, bitches be crazy. I can't think of a tangible outcome for something that I was desiring, like upgrading seats or upgrading rooms or something like that. I can't think of anything, but sure, I've flirted with exes in the past. I mean,
I bet that one Asian dude wishes he dated a Delta flight attendant.
Man, it's
or
nonstop.
United flight attendant.
It is not. I saw another story of another fucking family.
That's not new. That's things that happen all the time. But one guy got rich off of one video, so now everyone's trying to get rich off the same shit. Yeah, that's all it is.
The last one was
people get kicked off flights all the fucking time. It's not a new thing.
I'm not segueing because every other fucking podcast has talked about this out there. But the last one that I just saw like last week was a father with his wife, his daughter, and then a baby bought 4 plane tickets.
Yeah,
for his family, and they were trying to take the baby in the carrier and tell him to hold it or something like that.
No. What it was, they had they had 3 kids. One was an 18-year-old, and then the other 2 younger ones. And the 18-year-old ended up catching another flight. So when they checked in for the flight, they told the ticket agent. They said, "Hey, our son got on another flight. Can we put our toddler in the car seat onto the chair?" And that's actually recommended. It's widely suggested that you do that when you're traveling with a toddler. But because it was the other son's name on the ticket and not the toddler or the infant, that's where the problem arose, which was a stupid thing to...
But still, the guy bought the ticket for the seat, irrelevant of what he was going to use it for. It was his seat.
Yeah, it was his seat.
And it was his
seat. Then he paid for it. He had no problem. And they're like, "Well, it's the wrong name on the ticket."
I would have just put the baby down there. Just walk in like you're going to anyway, and then just put the baby in the seat.
Or said, "No, that's Zachariah. That's him. That's his name. Prove me wrong."
His birth certificate.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we won't get too far into that.
Okay, that's all.
That's it. Good diary, Andrea.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's some of the best questions I think we've ever had.
You say that every time.
I know.
It's getting progressively better.
But now I just know y'all are saying it.
That's right. So like I said,
What time of the month is that?
It's not like I said it was phenomenal or anything.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if you were blowing a nose or blowing Daffy Duck.
Oh, my balls. All right. Hey, don't forget about our event. That's going to be January. God damn it.
You mean the one on July 7th at 7?
That's the one. July 7th at 7 p.m. Village Idiot Pub. Hot Pink will be performing for 3 full hours from 8 till 11. We're going to have games set up out there. We're going to have a lot of prizes from different sponsors of our shows. Of course, Village Idiot is one of those sponsors as well, so there might be some bar tab prizes and just all sorts of fun stuff. So bring everybody out to that, your friends, whoever's in town. This is going to be a fun event. If anything, it's for good beer and Hot Pink. And then you'll hear us up on mics a little bit too. But for anything, it's for Hot Pink and good beer. Jay, do you have anywhere you're going to be this week? Do you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be at Gregory's Comedy Club this Thursday and Friday. That is going to be the 11th and 12th, and then Saturday the 13th, I will actually be performing at Groucho's Comedy Club.
Nice,
which is in the Melbourne Dog Track in O'Galley.
Chris Crespo, I think, is going to be out at Gregory's as well. I'm pretty sure. Do you know who he is? Is it Crespo or Crespediso?
You mean Marcus Crespo?
Marcus Crespo? I'm getting those two confused. They have similar names.
Yeah, Chris Crespo and Marcus Crespo are two different people. Marcus Crespo actually emceed. He hosted last week. He's actually going to be hosting Gregory's on Saturday because he's covering for me.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I'll be there Thursday, Friday. If you're in the Cocoa Beach area and you can't get down to Melbourne Saturday, definitely still go to Gregory's Comedy Club. Marcus Crespo will be your MC. A good friend of mine, really cool Orlando area comic, and he runs a hell of a show as well. So
very cool. I've invited him to come on this show as well.
Oh yeah, he's a good buddy. If you can't, and like I said, if you can't make it down to O'Galley to see me on Saturday, come out and see him on Saturday. It's still a great show.
Very
We
cool.
should go out Thursday with the tickets I won last time.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh, and then next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will again be at Gregory's Comedy Club emceeing Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I'm actually doing 2 back-to-back weekends, which is rare, but I'll be there both weekends for the next 2 weeks.
Our boy Trey is going to be coming down here towards the end of May. So maybe like May 27th weekend, somewhere in there. So maybe we can see if we can get him onto one of your locations or one of the open mics or something like that. And
Yeah, we actually have a charity show coming up here very soon. We're doing May. Let me pull up my calendar. We're doing 2 shows. May 27th. We're actually going to be doing the Moose Lodge in Merritt Island. I'll be hosting that
shit.
show.
That's
yeah.
right here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, right up on Courtney Parkway. I will be hosting that. We will be headlining Duncan J, and Kelsey Hammond will be featuring that night. And then
Duncan was supposed to be here tonight, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard for him on Mondays because he hosts a comedy show on Monday nights. But then
So is that for everybody
No, what do you mean?
or only the members?
Details to be determined. I don't know. I believe it might be open to the public.
Hey, Jay, guess where Duncan gets his haircut?
Brent Allen Salon.
Yes, he does. Amber's his stylist. He goes up there all the time.
And June 8th, we're actually having an Alzheimer's benefit show. There's still some details being worked out with that one, but it is confirmed for June 8th. As soon as I get the details and the locations and everything, I'll start pushing that one.
I really want to come to that show, but I keep forgetting the date. Too soon. All right. Well, cool. Andrea and I need to make it out to see another one of your shows. We love them. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/livingpodcariously. Please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really means more to us than you may know. I think we've got 16 or 17 or something like that out there now. Get them in. It means the world to us because our sponsors see that. They pay attention to that. They see that we're hitting audiences out there. We just got reviewed by Sam from Semantics. She gave us a 5-star.
Awesome.
As well as our boy Dabs K from the Burn It Down show. He gave us a 5-star in review as well. So thank you guys for doing that. We appreciate that. On Twitter, you can find us at Podcarious. Check out the Penny Cartoons. Tach's doing another one of them right now. We should have Tach back next Monday back on the show. He's been absent 2 weeks, but that's all right. We miss you, Tach. We love you, buddy.
Me and him fighting for this chair. I'm just putting it out there right now. I will fight you for this.
We've actually got some more studio chairs that we're going to bring in here, like that brown one, wherever the hell that thing went. Andrea's got a couple more that she's going to hook us up with.
All right.
Save us a little bit of space in the studio.
Courtesy of Brent Allen Salon.
Yay.
We got anything else we got to plug before we get out?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks.
I'm just glad our event is on June 6th at 6 o'clock.
666. No, we are 777. July 7th, 7 p.m. Village Idiot Pub, 2017. And I've titled the thing, Come Get Lucky at the Idiot. So getting lucky at the Idiot is what we're calling it.
So dress to get lucky.
Dress like you're going to get lucky. Yes. All right. Well, for Living Podcariously, I am Adam.
I'm Jay Alvarez.
And I'm Andrea Joy.
Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hi, I'm Guy. This is your source for explicit comedy. Living Podcariously. Yes, it's a sin.
Wait. Don't hit stop on the episode just yet. Hey, this is Tach from the podcast you just listened to. And if you enjoy Living Podcariously or The Twisted 10, then you're going to love my new podcast I co-host with my lifelong buddy, Ron Caniff. It's called You're 40, Now What? It's about the trials and tribulations of turning 40 and just getting through life. So check it out on iTunes, Google Play Music, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thanks. Now go give someone a mouth hug.
I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Sketching comedy, Jay, you would probably like to. They do drawings and they create pieces of work while the show is going on, and at the same time they're talking about some random inspiring some random inspiring artist that has done work in comic books or what have you in the past. It's a pretty cool show.
Inspiring or aspiring?
Both.
Okay.
Both of them. Like we were talking, I'm going to, of course, fumble on the name now. I don't remember who we were talking about. What he was the inspiration behind things like Conan.
Okay.
I don't remember the guy's name, but that was what was on during the episode I sat in on. But yeah, so that kind of covers our plugs we need to get out of the way. Oak and Iron, by the way, is going to give us professional photography for our event on the 7th
So
of
we better look
July.
good.
Yeah. Come dressed for your best.
We're gonna have a little photo section set up.
I don't know. Maybe we.
I did
maybe we
find
should.
those lucky little props for pictures. They were casino themed little props that you hold up on a stick, like a little mustache or all those.
right.
So we could just have, a background and have those sitting there and be fun.
That's not a bad idea. I'm open to anything. We're gonna have so many tables set up. So
Well, obviously, I mean, you just outed Andrea as a swinger, so obviously you're open to a lot.
Kissing booth?
you want to do a kissing booth?
Yep.
I said we have a glory hole.
A glory hole booth?
Kissing hole and a glory hole in the same area. A
Nice.
kissing booth and a glory
You don't
hole.
know what you're going to get when you stick whatever in the hole.
Yeah.
You know what? On one side for girls, it's called the kissing hole. You just go put your lips up to it. On the other side for guys, it's called a glory hole. You just stick your
But
dick in it.
what about like transgender and all that? It's just got to be just for everyone. Equal.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that's
Just
fine.
one hole. You don't know what you're going to get.
You go into what you expect. You go into the door you identify with.
Yes.
There you go. I like
Pink or blue.
Again, we will not be organizing any prostitution at this event.
We will be unorganizing it.
Andrea found a really, really cool topic, and I added it to there. There's no way to easily segue into this. Guys always get in trouble for calling out mood swings in women during certain times of hormone changes in their body. So usually once a month, PMS kicks in. And I know that our women listeners are already scowling at me right now because I'm bringing this up. But it's physical. It's an actual chemical change that happens in a woman's body. At least that's how I understand it scientifically.
Real quick, you want to know how you easily segue into this?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Jay, you ever accidentally call your ex-wife out for having her period?
Spot on.
Adam, you're divorced.
Twice.
Twice. Any of those because you called your wife out for having a PMS?
Yeah, I'd be willing to
Both.
bet that both of them are partially due to that. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it never works out well, I find.
No,
Well,
guys.
a lot of guys don't
get in
believe
trouble.
in it either. They just think it's an excuse.
Oh, those guys are perpetually single.
So this will give you a little bit about not just the week before, but here, I'll just read it. All right, it's from livescience.com. Affecting up to 80% of women, PMS is a familiar scapegoat, but women are affected by their cycles every day of the month. Hormone levels are constantly changing in a woman's brain and body, changing her outlook, energy, and sensitivity along the way. So about 10 days after the onset of menstruation, right before ovulation, women feel sassier. This is what Brizendine told Live Science. Unconsciously, they dress sexier as surges of estrogen and testosterone prompt them to look for sexual opportunities during this particularly fertile period.
Really?
Mama's on the hunt.
And then a week later, there is a rise in progesterone, the hormone that mimics
Be a sponsor of the show also. However, they're coming on board to sponsor that particular event too. I'm forgetting somebody. Who
I
else?
want to win the prize that's win a date with Adam.
Oh, here's the other thing we were going to think about giving away, Jay. Tell me what you think. So one of the games is Plinko, and we're thinking about, Village Idiot's going to give away bar tabs. I don't know what the increments or how many, but they're going to give away some bar tabs.
15 cents.
Yeah, right. One free shot.
Yeah, we'll cover your first 3 sips. I said we put in a money pit, where you can get in and it just blows dollar bills in, but instead of dollar bills, you have IOUs written out by Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber, because those are just as good as money.
That's
I don't know if you know that.
I like that. I like that
would be
idea.
fun.
Here's what I'm thinking to do as well, Jay. Tell me what you think.
A Velcro wall.
I'd never get off that.
We weren't on the same page there.
No.
That would be so fun.
That would be fun. Hurts guys, though. Hurts your junk when you get stuck.
Do it backwards.
Yeah, you do it backwards.
It still hurts your junk. If you do it upside down, you might be okay.
Your whole body is on it.
Yeah, but you get a man camel like a motherfucker. It's not comfortable.
Pull like a trampoline and just do a somersault backflip and land on the back.
Yeah.
I like it. Since we host the Twisted 10 as well, since that's our in-house produced show, what do you guys think about giving away as a big prize, whoever is the name is drawn out of all the winners of whatever, I'll leave it up to Andrea to come up with how we draw this, but give away an episode so somebody can come on and guest host their own episode.
When? So they can come on when we have a gap in between guest hosts 5 months from now?
Basically.
Okay.
We got to take that risk, I think. I mean, that's kind of the bread and butter behind that show, is also allowing guests to come in and do it. I mean, hell, we had Xavier come up here. A listener of the show came up and did one, and he did great. He had a great episode. I don't know. What do you guys think?
What if they're better than us?
I feel like that's the risk now.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But anyway, that's that. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I like it because I gave you that idea. So
Wait, smoke and mirrors.
Oh, I mean,
smoke and mirrors.
I mean, yes, Adam. That was a very superior
Look at that
idea.
white man trying to pass off someone else's idea as his own.
I am a woman, so
Jesus, man, is that what white privilege is? Is that what I just witnessed?
Yes.
Hey, she said this to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and push her down and take credit for this idea.
You should have figured this out a long time ago, Jay.
am.
All the ideas that I get come from Andrea. I'm just gonna say.
That explains why she looks so damn confused every time you're like, "Hey, I had this great idea," and she's like, "You think? Since when do you think?"
everyone thinks I just don't like the idea, and I'm just like, wait, didn't I have the idea?
Andrea, you
Adam
tell me
did it again.
Andrea, you tell me what you think about this. I liked it a lot better when it was coming out of my mouth.
All right, but yeah, that's again. Just look for us July 7th, Cocoa Village Pub. Excuse me, Village Idiot Pub in Cocoa Village, downtown historic Cocoa Village. At 7 p.m. is when it starts. Hot Pink's at 8, and they'll be playing until 11.
So that's at 7 o'clock on the 7th of July
in 2017.
In 2017, I like it.
You got it.
777 must be a holy event. All the holes and all the drinks.
Yeah, we should have, by the way, before the event starts, we're probably going to have some pre-order options. The 2 kegs of beer that have been donated from Bug Nutty, as well as potentially another sponsor that's going to come on board from the Burn It Down show, Burn It Down podcast, to donate some beer for our listeners as well, to be named in the future. Whether or not they do it or not, that's their call. We're going to sell mugs for $10 a piece. I think is fair. It's a little plastic mug with our logo on it. I said little. It's typical size, 14, 16 ounce, something like that. Anyone who buys those or who gets to drink free out of those kegs.
Isn't your typical beer glass like 36 ounces?
My typical beer glasses, yes. I drink out of Steins. Yeah, they're giant. But
Ooh, I should bring my Steins.
Oh, another thing you forgot to mention. Come dressed your best. Your best to get lucky. Dressed to the nines.
Yeah, the theme of the event is come get lucky at the idiot. So
whatever you wear to get lucky.
There will not be. Well, let me not say there won't be prostitutes. We won't organize prostitutes being there.
But they are more than welcome.
Yeah, no, I don't want to rule it out. I mean, they might be. It's Cocoa Village. I mean,
Backpage.com.
There could be strippers too.
Yeah,
Backpage.com is not a sponsor of Living Podcariously.
Yeah. We're not organizing it, but yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Maybe everyone will get lucky. Who knows?
I did mention Smoke and Mirrors earlier. There's another podcast that I just guested on that also does Smoke and Mirrors without the mirrors part. I just went on the Burn It Down show.
I listened
Saturday.
to that episode.
Yeah, did you like it?
He told everyone we were swingers.
No,
Nice.
I alluded to it. I didn't say that we were. Dabs K loves himself some redheads. So I'm just saying.
I guess I'm going to go swing at his house. I just want to know if it's a rope swing, a tire swing, or a swing set.
Is that why there's a fishbowl full of keys?
Yeah,
in the front door here. I
it.
always wonder what that was about.
But yeah, so I went over there. Check out the Burn It Down podcast. Jay Flo, Dabs K, Computer, awesome hosts. Had a fucking blast of a time. They've got some amazing guests. Like what the hell is Angel listening to? Angel out of WTKS over in Orlando. He'll be on next week. They've had Tuttle. They've had just some fucking phenomenal guests. So check out the Burn It Down show, episode 51. I'll link it in the show notes of this one as well. Man, I've been on a run, Jay, of podcasts, though. I was also just on with Adam Sakura and Jake. They came over here, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago and sat in on a recording with us. They run the Smoke Break Talk Show. I did that this past week as well. Had a fucking blast over there. I'm starting to understand that podcasters and pot are synonymous with each other. I don't understand what this is all about.
Yeah, apparently it's an industry thing. Who knew? Apparently the original phrase was podcasting.
Podcasters, yes, agreed. I was also on another one, and I've done just a lot. This is time for you guys to take over on these guestings on some of these shows. I did another show called Career Metis. That's actually through the Podcast Discovery Center. It had nothing to do with our podcasts. It was more on what I do for IT in my career field, which was kind of cool. And then, of course, Blazing Caribou Studios. You'll hear their plug in this show. I was on Trivia Geeks and Sketching Comedy. Really, really cool shows. And, Jay, they want you on Trivia Geeks. I told them how good you are at your trivia.
Yeah, you need to work that. You need to pipe that down, maybe. Lorraine and I have actually been going to trivia nights. It's themed 80s, 90s, and 2000s trivia night. Yeah. We were actually at second place last week up until the halftime. And lost miserably after that. Oh yeah, no, the questions got so much harder.
Where do you go for trivia?
It's downtown Melbourne, Iron Oak Post every Wednesday night. It is a Trivia Nation event.
Iron Oak Post. That sounds like our sponsor that's coming on board with us, Oak and Iron Photography.
Yeah.
That's ironic naming comparison.
It is. But I've been guesting on a podcast too, actually. I just guested on Christopher Neil Walker's.
Yes, I'm subscribed to his shows.
Yeah,
I haven't refreshed it
Here's
yet.
what's wrong with you. He's going to be releasing, he only releases, instead of every week, he releases seasons at a time. So I'm on his second season, which should be starting released sometime in June, I think he said.
Nice. Yeah, I've been trying to work with him to get him over here, plus some of the other podcasts. There's a lot of podcasters that listen to us, and we also listen to their shows as well. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting community here in Central Florida.
I feel like I should say, well, I was on a podcast too. It's called the Pussy Podcast. And no, that didn't happen. But it's a good name for a girl podcast.
Sure.
I'd be surprised if that name isn't already taken. That is a pretty good name.
My mom wanted me to open a liquor store and call it Pussy's Liquor.
Hey guys, it's Adam. I want to take a moment and personally thank you for listening to our shows, for downloading our shows, and for sharing them with your friends. With your guys' support, we just moved the Twisted 10 into the threshold of the top 100 comedy shows in iTunes. It made it to number 99, granted, just barely crept in there. However, that's still monumental for us. Out of the tens of thousands of podcasts that are out there, that's one of the most difficult categories to breach into. Thank you very, very much for helping us to get there. If you haven't already done so, please go give us a 5-star rating and give us a review, a short little 1-line, 2-line review, letting us know that you enjoy the show. iTunes reviews are like podcast currency. It legitifies the show, it allows us to get better guests, and it allows our sponsors to really see that we're reaching the listeners that are out there. If you haven't done so yet, please go do it. We would greatly appreciate it. We've got a ton on the horizon from Dichotomy Media, a lot more on our YouTube channel, more Get Out Penny cartoons, all sorts of stuff. So please help us by giving us that 5-star rating and a little review. Thank you very much and enjoy the show.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
All right, welcome to another episode of Living Podcariously. I am Adam. I am one of your hosts. And guess who's not here again, Jay?
Oh, is it Tach?
Tach's gone again.
He's not here again. I get the comfy chair.
While the cat's away, the mice will play.
It's so comfortable. It's like sinking into a cloud. Hey, what's up, folks? I'm Jay Alvarez while I'm here.
And sitting on the beautiful Lady Chase.
Hi, I'm Andrea Joy.
All right, yeah, no guests this week. It's another laid-back week for us. We're kind of taking it slow because we're having a ton of guests scheduled in the future, and we've had a ton of guests scheduled in the past, so we're taking it easy in the studio this week. I want to do a quick reminder before we get into the show. Be sure to check us out. 777. That is July 7th at 7 p.m. at the Cocoa Village Village Idiot Pub. That is going to be our listener event. So come out, have a good time. Hot Pink will be performing from 8 till 11. We're going to have, officially today, Jay, Bug Nutty Brewery has come on board.
Yes!
And they're giving us, and he first told me, and I didn't really know how much it was, but they're giving us a barrel of beer.
I thought you were going to say a barrel of monkeys.
A barrel of beer, which is equivalent to you and I to the two kegs of like what we would normally pick up and carry ourselves.
Will there be any fish in this barrel to shoot?
No fish. Well, you drink enough of it.
What
maybe.
are our listeners going to drink?
Right.
That's
nice.
two for us.
Village Idiot has plenty of other fine beverages. But what they're going to try to do, don't quote me on this part, I don't know, but Bug Nutty has provided Village Idiot in the past with their own beer called the Idiot Lager, I think is what it was called. It's a walnut lager. So hopefully it'll be that one. But if not, we'll take anything Bug Nutty is willing to donate. So they've come on board as official sponsors of the event. We also have Brent Allen Salon that is coming on board and sponsoring the event for us. So some of the prizes that would be given away for some of the games.
I was going to add, we're going to have lots of different games.
Oh, yeah. We haven't identified the games yet, but Brent Allen has got some packages from Andrea that they're going to be giving away at the event. The Salty Fox out of Melbourne is going to, Ad O'Galley actually, is coming on board for sponsoring that event as well. They're obviously...
Making women feel like cuddling up with a hot cup of tea and a good book, Brizendine said. The following week, progesterone withdrawal can make women weepy and easily irritated. We call it crying over dog commercials crying.
I feel like that's just what you do as a person. If you don't cry at those ASPCA commercials, I don't know if I can trust you.
Sarah McLachlan for you right there.
But it's over everything, not just the commercials. You just cry like that over anything.
We just watched, I know this is kind of segueing off your topic, but we just watched a dog movie. We'll have to talk about it a little bit later.
I only have one paragraph left.
All right, go ahead.
Or 2 sentences. For most women, their mood reaches its worst 12 to 24 hours before their period starts. It's not entirely an issue of free will.
Interesting.
So that's the month for a woman.
Science.
They're sexy, then they're all cuddly and cozy, then they start getting all cry and weepy, and then they turn into a bitch.
That's interesting. Right before ovulation is when they really get their... they feel their, what did your article say? They're subconsciously dressing sexier and looking for sexual opportunities. That's an interesting statement.
That would be the part you harp on. And that's all great and good, but what I'd really like to hear what Bill Nye has to weigh in on the topic. Is it because
call him up.
I'm so sick of seeing the post about people calling Bill Nye out for not being as educated as other people.
He's a mechanical engineer. The guy's just as smart as anyone else.
Yeah, and he's spent his life, most of his life, educating and entertaining us. And for the most part, his stuff has been pretty spot on. His whole, GMO thing came up, and he was originally against GMOs, and after he researched it, he came out and said, "Look, I'm a big enough boy to admit when I'm wrong. Here's the reasons why," and he identified it scientifically as to why he changed his stance.
It's not about being a big enough boy to admit you're wrong. It's about, being a scientist. That's what science is. You're constantly trying to learn new things. If you ever think you have it totally figured out, you're not that good of a scientist.
Best analogy I ever heard is a scientist reads thousands of books, continuing to read through his or her life, trying to get smarter and understand. A religious zealot, no offense, reads one book and thinks they know it all.
Yeah.
So it's a good analogy.
There's a lot of religious books. You read tons of them.
Just saying the one book is apparently all that's needed to know everything in the world.
No, never heard that from anyone that's religious.
Oh, well, okay. We'll get off that topic.
No religion, no politics.
No religion, no politics.
Sports.
Yeah,
what do you mean no sports? Hold on.
A little sports. A little sports is okay.
Oh, Tach's not here. Okay.
Yeah, Tach wouldn't understand anyway.
Yeah.
You and Tach would go off and do your own
I probably
thing.
know more than Tach.
About sports?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's football, basketball, golf, baseball.
Is racing a sport? Is NFL is NASCAR a sport?
No. Not if cheerleading can't be a sport.
I feel like if it started off as a way to run from the police, it's probably not a sport.
Nice.
A little bit of NASCAR history for you folks.
But I think we've just proven Andrea's right about her science topic about women and their cycles, and there's real science behind it. So
now you're going to know how far she is in her cycle by what she's
based
doing.
on her moods. Yeah.
You want to take a hot bath with candles? Oh, yeah, you're about halfway through. Got another week.
Basically, just before ovulation, you bend at the hips more than you bend at the knees. I'm just saying. Way sexier.
Yeah, that's how you tell where she is, guys. You drop a pencil and ask her to pick it up. If she bends from the knees, you're fine.
Yes.
If she starts bending from the waist, you got a week.
Spot on.
Start looking for